bitch, I'm allergic. You.
Right.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, shit, my pants.
Should be live. Just barely.
Here you go. Here's yours.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
You take the
Not
other one?
very comfortable setup in there, is it? Your head's itchy.
Here you go. Here's your thing.
Sorry.
So you're live right now, right?
We should be, yeah. It
We
says,
just need. Oh, you're live.
I'm live, yeah. Well, we have audio. They can hear us.
Oh, nice.
I turn the audio on, but we should only have the graphic on, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this is how Odin tries to set up a live stream, like everyone likes to always kind of joke about. All right, well, it's good
At
enough.
least y'all get a graphic.
At least y'all get a graphic. Yep. It's not just me looking at the computer. Is there anything else I need to be trying to look at here? Yep. And Nora's here, so we're working. Come on, zoom. Why aren't you zooming? Okay, then we're not going to. Hello, Eric Gordon. I'll have video in just a second.
Testing audio.
Jonathan Wiesner's in. Sweet. Okay. Why? Oh, because that's what it is. I'm not getting a signal. No. Ah, there it is. I'm hitting the wrong key because I'm just too mentally tired to do anything. There we are. Alrighty. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, my box.
Yes, you can have your box.
Yeah, I'm at the grown-ups table.
Grown-ups table. Oh, sure. I think we're as ready as we're going to get.
Right. But we're here.
We're here. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. You've been listening to us for 2 minutes, but for me, good morning. And that's today's stream. I'd like to thank everyone for coming by. Hi. Nora, I'm glad you're here for at least for a little bit, and I'm excited that you're getting a chance to make some money so you can actually come out and visit and join the ranks of those who have visited the Odin Makes studios. That's very cool. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I heard you found some thinner white foam.
I did. I found some 2 mil thin white foam. I don't think I found,
I think that's too thin.
I think it's too thin. I think we're still
Yeah.
good with 4 for the gloves.
I think I agree.
Does that get rid of, I guess, the primary branding. We went to a different location for duct tape coffee today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yes, as we prepare to get started, hi. Welcome to the Patreon-only opening. This for the first 40 minutes or so of the stream, it's going to be exclusively for you guys. You're the only ones that are supposed to be in the chat, except for those that somehow magically find the link. I don't quite know how that works. And
Hey, they're dedicated.
They're
if
dedicated.
they find it, I appreciate you being here.
there you go. I like that. I like that idea. And so we're going to continue with trying to work on the DragonballZ armor. Probably look at trying to get some of the gloves done, get the boots finished up, and start painting on the armor itself.
We need the cone.
We need the cone. So my plan for the gloves, we have a pair of work gloves. And there's a good gauntlet that goes on the back end of the work glove, and I was going to just make a cone like I typically do on the channel using a truncated cone pattern that I know online. So I just need to make a couple of measurements and then get that printed out, and we can actually start cutting out the foam. Before we get completely started, you want to see what everyone's saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also, where's the project box? Because we probably should pull that out.
Project box is in front of the toolkit, I think, isn't it?
Yep, I see it.
Okay.
I know, it looks like a
It looks like a box of junk, kind of like the rest of the shop. But, you know. Oh, wait, did I say that on the air?
It's like playing I Spy.
Yeah, it's definitely playing I Spy. And I know the artificial legs hanging on the wall over there still.
Oh yeah, it still has a boot cover, but I want to do gloves before we get to boots.
Okay. Let me get back to, here we are. Look correct twice a day, Sunday's live stream, not seeing anything. Everything's in the chat, which is pretty cool because the chat becomes public. And Eric Gordon's in here saying, audio. What, is there no audio? Or do you only have audio? You should have had audio. You should be able to hear me. Kind of like the lab coat screen better, but I'm here. All right, Ad Vixen. I'll try to remember to use the lab coat screen more often. Toby Props, is slow mode still on? Yes, it is. Slow mode is now on for patrons because during the Lego stream, one of us seemed to spam it to such a point that others who popped in who aren't typically part of the chat felt overwhelmed and incapable of participating. So unfortunately, slow mode is back on. Ad Vixen says, add a light to the glove. Final flash attack!
That'd be awesome.
That actually would be pretty awesome.
I don't know if I could get leather to glow. It's pretty opaque.
Well, you can add a light to it, right? We just,
Right.
I don't know. Well, I guess the whole thing has to, just kind of glow.
You'd
Yeah,
have
that's
to do it
not
out
gonna
of
happen.
a different material.
That's just not going to happen.
Where we started from is not going to end up there, but it's not an impossible destination.
So do this. I wonder if we can just sew it. Because I'm afraid to.
Pull on it.
Yeah, almost like we need to add a bit of
Extending the under so you have something
something to
attach
pull
it.
onto. Yeah, like a bit of backpack strap or something to.
Yeah, that's not impossible. There
think
does
I-
have to be a seam,
Right. There does have to be a seam.
and you can reinforce the seam with a fabric backing as opposed to a foam backing.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
I like that.
But measurements.
Working on my Mega Diaper display for William Connors. Almost all my Megazord parts are started. That's awesome. And Eric Gordon says, oh, I'm done. I didn't turn my volume up. Don't worry, I do that all the time. Jerry Prop says, I wonder who was doing the spamming. And then Jack of all trades is admitting that they'll try to slow it down, but they're a mod, so slow mode doesn't affect them anyway. That's fantastic. Live chat. There we are. Save. Fine.
I was just seeing the difference between whether stretched out with the elastic and not stretched out with the
Oh,
elastic.
right. Oh, we could lose the elastic.
Not that it makes a difference. No, I like the elastic.
Okay.
Because it's way too big for my hand, but
Oh, right. And then if we're attaching the foam behind the elastic, then it'll still do its job.
yeah. So,
Okay. Do we want to measure this so if fits me?
Yeah.
Or is that going to end up being like too much for you, or you're not worried about
No,
it?
it'll stretch out. As long as we attach it right before the elastic, it'll tighten right there, and that's where he has his little wrinkle on his glove.
Oh, okay. Is that the wrist?
Yeah, that's where the wrist is on both of them. Yeah.
Alrighty.
High five.
I'm so uncoordinated with that. It's probably because my vision's not that good. So what I have here is a 4mm thick foam ruler. Most of you who've been with me for a while, and for the most part, I assume the majority of you have. What I've done in order to make one of these is just take a strip. This happens to be off the bottom of a roll of 4mm foam, and then I marked out those crazy American units called inches all along it to know how much foam I need to wrap around, in this case, my wrist. Because with the foam ruler, as I wrap it around, I can see that it wants to be, if I make it loose, I may need help with this.
I know, I'm watching you struggle. It's laughing. Cause,
Oh, good. I'm glad you're laughing.
I understand the struggle.
Okay, so we just crushed the leather. Do we want to do that, or do we want to keep the leather loose?
Well, you still have like a gap right here. See where the gap leather has no.
It's just the
I'm saying we can overlap it.
yeah, okay, we can do that.
Doesn't matter which side I start from.
This side's effectively 0 because of the 5, 10, 15s. That's a loud train.
I would go with this mark.
Okay.
It's not like pulling tight, and leather and foam are both
A little bit.
forgiving.
So with the foam ruler, I'm getting 11 inches as to how much distance I need with foam to wrap around that distance, because this is actually a 3-dimensional ruler. Not using a foam ruler, I get
10 inches.
So yeah, it's a good idea if you're going to be using a 3-dimensional thing to use a 3-dimensional ruler.
Or 25.5 centimeters, because this has the conversions already on it.
Oh, nice.
Or I could just look at the centimeters.
Or you just look at the centimeters. All right, so if we're using the Freedom units, so that'd be 28 centimeters.
There you go.
is what I'm planning on doing. Okay.
I like this measuring tape. It starts at 1 on both sides.
Yeah, that's a very good one. This one does not, but it's just kind of arbitrary.
Right?
Oh, it's not even a full length. So this isn't the total off the bottom. This is only like 20, not even 20 inches. It should be 24 if it was the full, whatever. So I can't remember who it was. Somebody who was making foam armor when I was doing a DIY prop shop let me know that make a foam ruler in order to make things fit better, because I kept using a tape measure and I would have to add in a dart in order to
Yeah,
make it work.
because you have to calculate the thickness of the fabric you're using, and most of the time with fabric, the fabric ruler is fine.
Right, because fabric is...
Fair, like, it can get lofty, but it's not generally that big of a factor. But with foam,
Yes.
it makes a huge difference. Hi, Bruno.
And it can make a huge difference with the 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter foam. So when you start getting to,
Yes.
3 times this thickness, you really need a foam ruler. That's when I first made one, it was with my floor mat foam. Anyway, how long up the arm do we want to go? Hey, Ad Vixen, how far up the arm should the gauntlet go? We'll wait for you.
This is my guess.
It's halfway up the arm? Okay.
No, not a full halfway.
Not a full halfway? About...
I'm gonna say about 7 inches. Nope, 6 inches.
6 inches? Okay. There's no way I'll be able to operate a mouse with a glove on. Not reliably. I'll just close windows. And there we are, jack of all trades, or nor remembering that I made the 10 millimeter version of my foam ruler for the right hand of Doom build.
6 inches. 7 would
Ad
be way
Vixen
too
says,
big.
Felicia knows it. 6 inches it is. Alrighty. I'm going to go to a website that...
Gives you a truncated foam.
Truncated
Cone
pattern. Yeah, so this is templatemaker.nl, so on and so forth. Do you guys want this link? Anyway, it's great because I can say what the top diameter is, which is going to be my wrist. Oh yeah, I need a circle calculator because this works out diameter. Whereas every time I work with a cone, I know the circumference because I'm trying to measure a real world thing. The computer wants to know the diameter. All right.
Circle maths.
Circle math.
You think you never use this stuff, but every dang day.
Every dang day. Now, effectively, all I have to do is divide the...
Pi r squared.
Well, it's diameter times pi equals circumference. So circumference divided by pi should equal diameter.
Yeah.
But I always go to the circle calculator anyway because I figure I'll screw it up if I don't.
I usually have to I usually work off the radius on top of that because I fold things in halves and quarters. So
Right.
let's just add that layer of complication onto it. I thought this was supposed to make it easier so you didn't have to math as much.
When I get there, yeah. I just need to know the units in order to tell it what I want.
No, I'm just laughing
Okay, you can do that.
because I understand the pain. Oh yeah, no,
There
it's
it
just this easy.
So this is going to tell me my area, radius, and diameter given circumference. So my circumference in units is 11. And then we go calculate, and we get a diameter of 3.5.
Okay.
So I'll tell at the wrist point, it'll be 3.5. We want the height of 6, and then 6. This is doing weird things to me. There it goes.
There we go.
How big do we want it to be? At 6 inches back, how much of a flare do you want on this? I mean, we probably want to see a...
Like that goes up to about a... Okay, so you have a grid on this table. And if you see from the wrist, and we go straight down on these lines, but we kind of want it to flare out. If we go out these lines a half an inch on either side, I think it gives it kind of the right feel, so a full inch.
So a full inch, so not that much? Or like,
Yeah, a full inch, maybe a full inch and a half, but it's not that. It doesn't have to go woo.
right? They're not.
We're not like flaring here.
We're totally flaring up. You kidding me?
Yeah,
Okay, we're not. That's not that funny.
but ideally, if we go to here, that's
Where's my?
yeah, it's about an inch bigger.
Okay, so what was been on mine? Oh, here it is. That's why I can't find it.
Because it's not like super big, but it does flare out and it cones.
Sometimes it's hard for me to tell exactly which is official. That's DeviantArt, which is official artwork, and which is fan art.
Right, but the fan art has the spirit of it, so
It usually does.
At least that, but
It usually
don't
does,
use
yeah.
it for.
I
yeah.
don't use it for live action stuff because it's the fan art can be like way off.
No, I understand. I've had that problem before.
It's the IR thing is over here, so I'm sorry if you can't.
Okay.
That's the sensor. And it's super directional because it's infrared.
I'm just
Sorry, technical problems.
I'm gonna measure these ones and see how much they flare out.
Okay.
Seam to seam, that's 4.5 to 5. Plus, they have this little Godet gusset to add a little bit extra. That's only about 2 inches. So they went up 1 inch for their flare, but they added a 2-inch gusset.
So they went 1 inch for the flare and another. Okay, and the 2-inch gusset. So, okay.
Does that help?
Yes and no.
Yeah. So if we go up, increase about 2 inches in our circumference.
Increase about 2 inches in circumference. I was looking at maybe 4. You want to go up 2 inches?
Oh, okay. 3.
So
So
we
that-
were at 11. So if we go up to 14, that'll be
Yeah, but
right snug on me.
But it'll be giant on me.
Okay. So which do you want to go 2 inches then? And
Let's
I
go
guess
2.5.
I'll never wear them. Okay.
Or do you want to go 3? But 4 is too much.
Okay.
4 is way too much. What about here? How does that
I
fit
thought you
on
were saying that was too much.
No, I know. How does it fit on you? That's still a little snug on you.
Yeah, but that's
it's
way
right
higher.
here.
Yeah, that's what's more there. So
Okay, so
that's
where-
fine. But
So what's that one?
that's 15. That's 4 more than the bottom one. That's
So
where
you were originally right with your measurements. All right.
It's all right.
It's like you've done this before.
Only in my own weird way that's completely different from the way you work.
No, I actually am always trying to get it as close to the wrist measurement as possible.
Okay.
Actually working with like negative ease.
Right.
Because it's spandex and stretchy fabrics, so I'm always
Sure.
trying to get really, really tight cones and not really flaring out. So I guess I'm a little hesitant to really bulk it up. But yeah.
Foam's not going to stretch, so
Yeah.
yeah. It was
Different fabrics than I'm normally used to.
right. I mean, we could use a big gulp paper cup if we wanted to, but I've known Kiss cosplayers that have done that.
I like bleach bottles.
Yeah, that's much better.
Because they're washable, you can throw them in the dryer,
Right.
and they cut easily, and you can sew through them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I get it. the other cups, they deteriorate in
Oh, yeah.
sunshine, they can't handle the washing, and then they also tear if you stab
I
them
don't
with
think the guy I
things.
knew was worried about washing.
No, I know, but costume shop,
Right,
everything had to be washable,
which is
because rentals,
far better plan.
yeah, but, okay. You were right, let's increase
so-
it by 4 inches.
Which gives me a diameter of 4.77 inches,
Okay.
which is only a little more than 1.25 inches in diameter. Glue flat size 0, and it gives us a. Speaking of paper cup, what this program does, if you were to take a paper cup, cut it, take the bottom off, and lay it out flat on the table, you get this arc. And the program I'm using tells me what that arc is in order to get a cone that's got the bottom size I want and the top size I want. I actually use this a lot. I think I started using this with the Gundam build. But I go to this program a lot anymore.
Yeah, because there's a lot of cones.
There's a lot of cones.
That is what shape a gauntlet is.
Read that. There we go. Right. This should. Oh, it's going to print out in a few pieces of paper. Okay, that's fine. We'll get to cut out a few pieces of paper. Well, I have my Adobe Acrobat set up, so if something ends up being larger than a single sheet of paper, instead of shrinking the size to fit a paper, it just adds paper in order to make the 100% thing fit. So it's going to print out on 4 sheets of paper. We get to tape them together. That's the poster setting in Adobe Acrobat. So
is it drawn and quartered?
It is drawn and quartered. Yes.
Stop. All right, I got it. All right, I'll grab it.
Okay. Jerry Prop says, yeah, that site is so handy. Good, good. I'm glad Jerry knows which one I'm on. I think I've posted it before in other videos. Vadix gives us a really good action figure or well done model kit, and just says Vadix being Ad Vixen, right? This is where I'll leave you. Good luck with this guy because he's crazy. He is a crazy monkey. By the way, Saiyans are monkeys.
We're monkeys too.
More monkeys too. Save this image. Screenshot, perfect. Let me bring up my control panel for Mr. Switcher, media, and we'll go.
Do we have the phone, the thicker phone?
It's over here next to me by my
Okay.
leg. Downloads. I want the one that said screenshot. I didn't rename it, which would have been smart because then I could find it. There. So this is the screenshot that was just sent to us via Patreon. By the way, Bruno and Toby are here.
Yes. Interesting. I wonder which one's made out of the actual better leather.
Because there's a difference?
No, this one's genuine leather, which is a grade of leather.
Okay.
And this one is fine grain goat skin.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh, so it's not like the single pair is different. It's this is genuine leather.
Which is a grade of leather. This is just a goat skin leather, but I
Right.
actually think this one's a heavier duty leather because it's a work glove.
It should be.
Right? But I'm just noticing the difference in where we're going.
Okay.
And I like this, but I kind of
Right.
like the...
Well, I like these because they were $5.99 at Harbor Freight Tools.
Right?
These are done, but the $30 on the Amazon.
I know, and they fit my tiny hands.
Right,
so-
which will make Joe happy too. So they're right for it was totally worth it for that.
Yes, and I like that. But this one makes me feel like I'm that guy with the giant hands.
Yes.
He's tiny with the big... It scales it right for me in a weird way, but both work, and I like them. I like that I don't have to do anything and they're done.
Yeah.
And they're nice.
And they're not
feel
gonna.
nice, and
the paint's not gonna flake off, and they're not gonna
real
crack,
leather.
and they're leather.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna breathe, and your hands aren't gonna get gross and sweaty, and they're gonna move nicely.
And they're not that much more because we're using white foam to avoid paint, but still, it's $6 for gloves and $8 or so for foam. So we're at half the cost for making them.
So.
Yeah, but you know.
And then your work.
And then there's your work time, right? I don't want to step on your lines. I am, but.
No, I was actually kind of burping in the middle of
Oh,
it.
good.
So
Okay.
thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not opposed to starting with something already finished, but there's
Right.
also sometimes I like the control over. You know what? I want it to be a bulkier fingers and a
Right.
bigger.
Or it really needs to be a very specific thing.
Right? But this doesn't bother me one way or the other.
Now, the something fun with having it print out in multiple pieces like I did, the registration on my printer, meaning exactly where the print falls on the paper for each page, isn't 100%. It isn't even 100% square on every page. It gives you registration keys, so you can line them up. There are little cut marks in the corners. You actually have to turn them on. They're not on by default. Even then, the prints, I think the printer's just old. The prints don't seem to be 100% size to each other. Like, this one's 100, this one's 99, this one's 100.5.
And the thing is you notice these because you try and line them up perfectly, and you think that it's you, but it's not.
No. Yep.
And that gets more and more frustrating because you know that you...
Yep. She gets it.
Yeah. Those tiny, like, millimeter lines just going... Yeah.
So what I'm doing at this point is I've got my ruler. I'm lining it up with the cut marks that are in the corner. There are these just little X's or crosses or whatever the heck they are on the corners, showing this is the edge of the original image because I've got a white background, so it just looks blank on the paper. So this is the edge of the image. So I can cut the top layer off of the one I'm going to lay over the other one when I go to tape them together, right?
Because
So
these get printed with seam allowance.
Yeah, these are printed with seam allowance, and I think you can control that within settings in what's that program Adobe made I just talked about?
I don't know. I just know
Acrobat.
that you do it, and I smile and nod and go, "Geez, Louise, when I actually have to sit down and do this, how am I going to remember?"
So I'm lining up the ones at the top, I'm lining up the ones at the bottom, kind of with where the print is, and then you make adjustments for the line to be, right-ish. And the best part is, even though if I'm a millimeter off, I'm dealing with inches, so millimeters don't matter a whole lot, right? What I mean is the amount of space a millimeter isn't going to affect it a whole lot. It's not a fine model, it's a foam glove.
Oh no, his glove is going.
Yeah.
I don't think we measured it correctly to the millimeter
No.
to worry about it being off that much.
And of course, you can set the units you want to work with within that cone program. You can use inches, you can use millimeters, centimeters.
What about pixels?
I don't know. Maybe you can use quarks. I don't know. I haven't tried the other. There's a few settings. You might be able to use lengths of uncooked spaghetti because Americans will use anything other than the metric system. I'll just tear those because they don't matter. I've got a cut where I'm going to be saving it. I'll get that out of my hand before I poke you with it. You all right? Am I crowding off your box?
Nope. There's a
Wait,
Toby
I'm not
there.
saying anything on it. You're not staying on a box.
No, I have to have a box because I'm short. Yes. No, there's a Toby behind me, and I didn't want to step on him.
Right. I understand that. Toby's a pretty awesome guy.
Yep, he's pretty chill.
And so at this point, I've got the inside line exactly where I want it, but the outside line doesn't match up by the thickness of itself, which is about a millimeter, so whatever. They're all going to be cut up by hand anyway, so how accurate are they really going to be? I think she said something like this. You spend a lot of time trying to make your pattern as accurate as you can make your pattern, because every time you redo something with it, it changes a little bit.
Well, each step of the process will make it off by that much more. So if you're as accurate as you can be in your pattern, by the time you go and you take it to get printed, and then it needs to get cut out, and then it needs to get sewn together. And when you sew it together, there's also like machines that cut off edges and other things. And so by the time it's a completed product, it's no longer the exact same measurements, but they all need to be finished.
Right.
The same measurement, but yeah.
And they all need to fit.
Manufacturing. It's fine.
Manufacturing, yeah. And they all need to fit an organic thing anyway, so.
And I was
For the
going to
most
cut
part.
these out of scissors. I know you like to do the
I don't
X-Acto
care.
knife and do it all perfectly straight, but
You can cut those out of scissors. That's fine.
because we're going to cut it out on
Wherever.
in a second, right?
Yeah, you can cut it right on the line or right on the outside of the line because there's no need for seam allowance. We're not going to have one with the foam.
Right?
Yeah. So Nora knows that I went out to dinner with Cara, who's currently at a swap meet. There's a con going on today that I am not at. It's just a one-day con. Although it looks like I may be going to one on the 27th. So if there's a live stream, it'll be really briefly from a con. We may not be. You may have the 27th off. Is that all right with you? Or if you want, you can come by and run this all by yourself.
Now we all know that.
That won't be happening. I'm fine. I only had a couple of beers. The Cara's the one that drank all the margaritas. I didn't guzzle a whole bunch of all. She had one, but so it's not a big deal. Drinking pickle juice and drinking smart water. Great. We've been streaming July 4th. I'll probably be streaming July 4th. It's early morning for me,
Is
so.
that a Sunday?
Apparently that's a Sunday. Yeah, that is a Sunday.
It's landing on a Sunday this year?
It's landing on a Sunday this year.
Yeah, Happy America Day.
Happy America Day. Probably. I'm not
blow stuff
opposed
up?
to it. That could be fun.
Odin Makes fireworks.
Odin Makes fireworks.
I did that in science club once. I know that sounds really nerdy of me, but we went and we were burning salts. It was fun, making
Yeah.
all the different colors for the fireworks.
Oh,
Because
that is
different
cool.
salts burn with different colors and sparkles and different effects.
Right.
And yeah, no, that was totally fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah. What I thought science would be when I.
Yeah, no. Science is mostly a lot of numbers and paperwork.
No, I wouldn't say that. Chemistry is
There's
interesting
chemistry,
as
yeah.
well.
It's interesting. I'm totally being
Yeah.
mean to science. But,
Right, the 90s kid attitude towards school.
right. It's going to be all lab coats, goggles, test tubes, and fire. No, that's just Mythbusters.
Oh, but I loved Mythbusters because every time they failed, you still learned.
Yes.
I loved it. Like Miss Frizzle too. She embraced failure.
Good.
Yes, so gotta
Yeah.
appreciate those happy little accidents. We need the foam.
Need foam. All right.
You said you had. Okay, good. I'm like, I don't know where that part is.
What I've got is kept it wrapped up so it stay clean too. Let me just cut this with a knife. I just got some of the white foam. This is the Art Minds craft foam from Michaels because it's white, it's local, and it's cheap.
I like.
It's actually not that cheap. I think it's got a pretty comparable price to HD foam at Blickard's. But
It's not like, geez, this is expensive. I'm never gonna buy it.
yeah, no, it's not. It's really not that
You
bad.
got tape.
Thank you. And besides, Evil Ted has got his face as part of the promotion for it. So if I go to Michael's, I can look at a picture of Evil Ted.
That evil Ted.
That Evil Ted. I think it's the right one, right? 6mm. Okay. Well, I had the 4mm. I grabbed the wrong. So I keep thinking this is the
don't hate
4mm foam.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
So I say we still go with it.
But I keep grabbing the wrong ruler because I keep thinking this is 4mm foam.
So
but
do you
it's
think
6mm
this will
foam.
be correct?
Well, we might want to add, half an inch to the edge of it.
So we'll add some seam allowance.
Add
and
some
we'll
seam
trim it
allowance
down.
afterwards. Yeah, because I grabbed the wrong ruler. Because I didn't double check. I went, yeah, I know what I got. Sure. Hey, I didn't wet myself today, so I'm doing pretty good.
Little victories. There's no grain line, so.
There's no
it
grain
doesn't
line. No,
matter.
you just cut to maximize the leftover.
Where's the? I'll let you cut it out.
Okay,
I
sure.
was looking for the smaller, clear ruler to add the.
All right, Nora. Thanks for being here for a little bit in the beginning, and enjoy moving hay bales.
Hey, did she bail?
She's bailing. She's full on bailing on us.
I need to stop. I
No, you
need to
don't.
just go home today.
No, you don't. You're fine.
All right, so I will let you cut it out with.
Cool. And then Jerry Props is asking, do we have a big parade for Irish Day? The really weird Americanized version.
Well, there's the drunken pub crawl on
Right.
St. Patrick's Day down J Street.
Kinda. Some communities do. Kinda.
Well, we rented a lot of costumes
Yeah.
at the costume shop, and we, when you work at the costume shop, you know where all the parties are at.
Yeah, you would. So,
Yes, we have our independent Irish communities of not really Irish people getting drunk often. It happens.
Yeah, often. So we see we get the potential for parades. What about the potential for parades and stuff on, say, Cinco de Mayo?
Not parades.
Not
so
parades
much.
so much?
More
Okay.
just parties.
Just parties, okay.
Yeah, just drunken brawls.
'Cause I swear, drunken brawl. That's more Irish.
Well, it's
Drunken
just
brawls.
anytime there's a lot of alcohol and passionate people. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's also Irish.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of people. We can all
How are we doing? I've got like 5 minutes before we
have to go live.
have to go live.
Okay.
I'm going to glue these together. I don't want to do 2 things. One, be very careful. This is almost me telling myself about smearing the glue on the edges so it doesn't drip a whole lot on the outside. And then glue it so the pencil lines go on the inside, because don't want to paint them, right?
And look, we're not using Sharpie.
And we're not using Sharpie, no, because we're using pencil. So I'm adding 3/8, and if I add 3/8, I'll add 3/4 of an inch.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
You don't want to add the whole?
I was
I
thinking,
don't know. I don't care.
okay.
I'm just devil's advocate. Are you sure your math is correct?
No.
Did you double check it?
Not at all. This is totally pulled out of
Did you cheat and use a calculator?
thin
You
air.
know, you're never gonna have calculators like everywhere you go. You're gonna have to like know your math.
Yes, you'll have to have your multiplication tables memorized, because you're not going to be carrying a calculator with you everywhere.
Yes.
Do they still tell those lies?
Well, we live in the future.
Right.
Challenge accepted. I will
Yeah.
bring my calculator everywhere.
Even at that time, you know, as a kid,
You had your calculator watch.
I had a calculator watch. Yeah, I did. I had a digital watch with the red LED segmented display, and I believe Douglas Adams said, and I still thought it was a pretty neat thing. I believe it's what it says in the book.
Yeah. You know, I still use one of those just little calculators at work every day that just...
Just the little solar calculators.
Yeah, the little solar that adds and subtracts.
Right.
Just because I mentally walk myself through the steps
The
to
ones
make
that-
sure that my math, the things are off, because if I'm off an inch, it makes a huge difference. So I just walk myself through.
Yep.
Carry my calculator everywhere.
Would have been so expensive when we were kids to get one. Well, at least when I was a kid, to get one of those, as opposed to the. My wife's at college, and they're like $3 in the vending machine. And vending machine prices, in my experience, have always been high. The price of convenience.
Yeah.
I saw there was a pop-up notice from Discord, so somebody said something. So we can go see what incredible, inappropriate, participatory comment was said. There we are. Now, also, do we want to glue a cone and then sew them, or do we want to sew them and then glue a cone? Something else. While she ponders the questions of the hour,
Chicken or the egg?
Brian Zappo says, "Hello, everyone. Big shout out to the Jack of all trades." If you're still here, Nora, Brian says hi. Eric is pointing out that Felicia is still full of dad jokes.
Can't help myself.
New mentions where we at. Build talk schedule. Okay. Well, I'll check that later. And back to there we are.
I'm trying to think of how we want to do this.
Okay, cool. You can do that.
Because I know
we're
you
going to be
want
going
to-
public here in just a second, so it's cool to stall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think if we want to do a whole piece and just cut that out of fabric and just completely like sew that and then glue them together.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
As if it's one piece, or just adding the strip right here stitched in and then gluing it on.
No, we still have that canvas that had purchased for whatever the heck it is we purchased it for.
Right?
The helmets, I think. The
Yeah.
Rebel
we
helmets.
never ended up, well, we kind of used some of it.
We kind of used some of it, but yeah, no. So we still have that if you want to use that as a base for the glove, because that'll also solve my concern over pulling on foam to get a glove on and having a cookie bite of foam come out in your fingers.
Yeah, no, I think that's what we probably should do.
Okay.
That's why they always have those fabric backings on vinyls and stuff,
Right.
because the structural support of the fabric makes a big difference in the way things behave, so might as well use it to our advantage.
All right. Let me roll this up. We have our paper pattern that will hopefully mostly work.
And how long till we go live public?
Nowish.
Nowish? Okay. not seeing the fabric.
Seeing the fabric? Trying to look, I'm not sure. All right. Let me go back
There's
over.
some. This isn't exactly what you were thinking, but this will.
No, but that'll work, right? Is that that's a linen? No, that'll totally work.
That totally does work. Yes.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Besides, it's white. That'll also help.
I spilled the coffee.
You spilled the coffee.
Okay.
That's not fair.
Okay.
So, I'm going to go over to the settings. There
Alright,
it is.
here is this. We're gonna get painting today. I will be right back.
Right? Yeah, that's all right. That could be better.
Tell everybody you said hi.
And we're going to go edit. And in the edit, we go to the details and we scroll down to the details of visibility, click public, click done, click save, and there we are. Now let me bring back up some of the chat boxes. And hello everyone. Hi, my name's Odin, in case you're not aware, because the thumbnail and the link you clicked said Odin Makes, and I'm Odin. So, hello, and welcome to my Sunday live stream. This is the beginning of our public portion. For those of you who are in the future and watching a playback, those first 45 minutes or so of the stream is set up exclusively for the members of my Patreon. It's for the members of my Discord. It's a little private section that they get, a kind of a pre-show and the ability to just be more one-on-one with me while we're doing a live stream. And it is a we. Felicia is here as well. She just ran out for a second to grab something. She'll be right back. And but we're going to be working more on the DragonballZ armor today, and specifically during the live stream, what we were doing was working on the patterns for the gloves. In order for the DragonballZ gloves to fit me, we got a pair of goatskin white leatherwork gloves, and they're a snug fit, but they fit. There's only one size they had at Harbor Freight Tools. These are like $6 leather gloves, but they're white, which is correct. We then did some measurements off of the cuff of the glove and got ourselves a paper pattern. This is using a truncated cone pattern. It's a Google it. Can I spell truncated cone? No, but Google can, so it corrects my spelling for me. And that got me the pattern for what we need in order to get the gauntlet portion to extend the glove to be the right glove. And you can see it pretty much fits. It's a little bigger than it should be because the paper is thinner than foam. We plan on making these out of foam. So it actually needs to be a little bigger because the thickness of the foam will let it kind of fit. The paper pattern ends up being kind of a little bigger than the midsection of the foam when it all gets glued together. It's really kind of weird where it ends up setting. But we're getting prepared to put the cuff onto the glove, and the other thing we talked about was cutting out a bit of fabric to go on the inside so it'll add a bit of structure to the foam because of how much of a snug fit it is on me.
Hi, Bruno.
By the way, Bruno and Toby are here too. Because of how much of a snug fit it is on me, we need to add a little bit of extra structure inside so I can actually pull on them to get them to pull on. If I just pull on the foam, it won't take very long until I take this bite out of the foam.
You'd have to be very careful, and then
If you're very careful. You'd be able to do it no problem because it's not such a tight fit to pull this glove onto your hand,
yeah.
I assume.
But the more you pull at it and keeping it up, it's just wear and tear that'll naturally.
Yeah, it'll deform and it'll eventually tear. I'm sorry,
Bruno wants to say hi.
do I need to turn the air off? I forgot the air was on.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay. Yes. Bruno is just getting annoying.
Bruno's getting annoyed. So everyone, this is Bruno. Hello everyone.
Toby likes to lay still and just be a tripping hazard, where Bruno needs attention.
The whole time. Bruno would be totally happy if we just held him the entire stream and it was just a stream about Bruno.
Yeah.
But the best part is he's excited about us, which means you get one of the wonderful Bruno butt shots.
Right?
Right. But that's okay. Bruno wants to face us, that's all good. So, hello, I'm Odin, and this is my friend Felicia.
Hi. Thank you guys for joining us. Welcome.
And for those of you who haven't heard before, the two of us have worked together previously at Smosh in different aspects. I was art department, and she was the costume department. And you also worked at a local costume shop
Yep.
Making rental costumes and...
Yep, dressing people up for all sorts of occasions. And then we also worked on lots of random projects together where...
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
random projects.
Random projects.
Yeah, random. Like, I'd art direct music videos, and you'd do special pieces and props and...
Right, help you build dancing skeletons and...
Right? The random challenges, right?
Yes.
I think about the weird stuff we had to do for Smosh.
Uh-huh. And how much of a
never
tricycle
stopped.
that was for
How
learning.
it never stopped.
No, it never did. I was helping one of our music video friends yesterday cutting out a piece of sonotube. It's that concrete, it's not concrete, it's a cardboard tube you use for pouring concrete into it. So you get those round columns of concrete. This is the form that you just purchased to pour the wet concrete into. And Sauna's a brand name, so it wasn't actually a sonotube. That's just the way I know it because it's an easy word. Anyway, he bought one 3 feet wide because he's going to turn it into a cryogenic chamber for a photo shoot with a model.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so he's going to stick her inside of it and with this big, helping him cut out the window. So I walk by and I look in as he's like fighting with it to make it work, and I see that he's drawn out his window. And I go, "Did you measure this?" So we quickly measure it out and find out that, yeah, there was no part that was equal. None of the corners were square. None of them were equal to the top or the bottom. And his plastic for the window is only 48 inches wide. He had drawn out a 54-inch wide hole. So it's like, well, you're going to run into a few problems here. You want to redraw this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love it. You can see those problems a mile away because you
Because I've done them.
your experience is showing.
Yep, I've had to add black plastic to the sides of my clear plastic to make up for the oversized hole that I can't fix because I can't go out and buy another $100 one of those tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tube was like $100. But it's 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. They're sold by the foot. It's not that expensive for what it is. But to think about it as like an art project piece or a costume piece, that's
It adds up quickly.
outside of what I want to spend. Yeah.
Right.
So we have a number of people chiming in.
Hi.
Hello, Ben and Lynch is saying, hello, public, laughing away.
That's mine. That's mine.
Brian Zappo says, what besides supporting you on Patreon helps your channel? Watching the ads, commenting, linking. What means earns you the most?
All hail the algorithm.
All hail the algorithm. On an individual basis, what earns me the most from an individual person is probably the Patreon. Otherwise, the biggest amount of earnings for me is definitely burping. Views on YouTube is just the number of watching, especially the number of watching of the ads themselves, because it's all done through AdSense. So
Okay.
yeah, it's all part of the all hail the algorithm bit.
All hail the algorithm. If you figure it out, what the algorithm wants,
Right.
we can start feeding it.
So this last Thursday, I did another Patreon-only live stream that lasted almost 4 hours, apparently. I got a hold of a Lego set, one that I've always kind of liked. It was a remaster of one from the 80s. It's the Crocodile locomotive. It's a Swiss locomotive. So it was just a Lego train set. Fits, right? And I did a live stream where I just put the whole thing together and talked about it and talked about my dad working for the railroad and just said hi to all my friends on Discord. I think I'm going to go ahead and release that video in its entirety publicly, probably the end of this week. But if you guys are all interested in seeing stuff like that, you can interact with me live. It'll be like every other Thursday is my plan right now, by joining up the Discord through patreon.com/Odin Makes. Or you can always catch the playbacks, and it would be a lot of fun, I think, for me and for my wife Ellis, to do the Disney sets. But of course, we need to put out this tip jar and beg because the Disney sets are beyond our budget at the moment. But it would be really kind of fun to get to build that and share Disney stories and talk about the Disney Castle or the Disney Train with you guys. So if you have ideas on how to go about crowdsourcing the funds to get these Disney sets, that'd be pretty cool, and you would make my wife really happy, and you get a chance to actually talk to her. So yeah, you might get a chance to talk to her today too. She's in the area, and if her schedule permits, she may drop by toward the end of the stream.
Yay.
Other than that, Toby McGee says hi, and Tom Guru, hello everyone. I'm not petting you anymore. I'm touching the mouse. Uh-oh, he's going to get excited and follow somebody else. Do not want him falling off the table. William Smith says I should make Ghost Rider's shotgun. Is that different from the sawed-off shotgun I made before? I haven't seen Ghost Rider's shotgun in a while. I'm sure it's different than the Doom shotgun that I made. Ultimate shotgun. I can't remember what it was called now. Bruno looks like a sausage. Yeah, he's totally a sausage.
Oh, yeah. He looks delicious, doesn't he?
Yeah. And I
Like, if he was lost in the wilderness, like, whatever found him would be like, ooh, yummy. Look at that snack.
And the chat moved before I got a chance to read who said that Bruno looked like a sausage. But we're getting lots of comments on how good Bruno looks.
He's adorable, isn't he?
He's totally adorable.
Yeah.
Sup, Odin? How you doing today? This is Control Alt or Delete. I'm doing pretty good. I'm waking up and I'm doing a live stream. We'll be building gloves and painting in just a minute.
Yeah. We need yellow paint. Which one are we going to use?
I'll have to dig the paints up.
You'll have to dig the paints. I'll let you dig out the paints then.
Right. they're in the box. I think they're mostly over there, but
yeah, I'm not gonna find them.
Yeah, no. Amari Lipscomb says, should we all agree that Odin should do TikTok? I have 12 or 13 TikTok videos currently. I have not updated since 2019, but I do have a TikTok. There are a few exclusive builds that only appear on TikTok, and yeah, go for it. You know. Yeah, should I do more? Probably should, but right now I'm still trying to get ahead on a video a week for YouTube, which is the most important thing for me. Right?
How's this week's video coming?
I'll be starting that today! So let's see, we did a live stream last Sunday. The Black Widow video that I did, I actually started cutting the foam on Tuesday and got the video out on Wednesday. So it was 23 hours between the start of that build and the video coming out.
Editing and all.
Editing and all. Not something I want to do on a regular basis or really ever again. Did a 4-hour live stream on Thursday. Helped my wife with her final project with a video thing for a library on Friday. So I'm already 4 videos in this week. I'm good to sit. No, I haven't started this week's video. I'm good to sit on the couch at this point. I've already made, 4.5. Where are we at? Like 7 hours worth of content. I'm good. No, more than that. I'm not counting the live stream correctly. No, we're more like 8 or 9 hours worth of content. I'm good. I'm fine.
But Odin, they want more.
Oh yeah, they do. I'd be happy to give them more if I was just somehow capable. Xavier Hall says, I love DragonballZ. Yes! Stumpy McGee says, Ghostbusters Day is June 8th. It is the celebrations of all things Ghostbusters. Well,
I didn't know they had their own holiday.
Nutballs, I didn't know that. I'm all excited about the June 9th Loki premiere, so I didn't even pay attention to Ghostbusters. I'm sorry.
What?
Well, Abby says that I'm a good builder and I built Stormbreaker. That's very cool. Artman 2019, Odin slow mode is still on. Yes, it kind of needs to be, or I'll never see the comments. Bruce Marvel's telling me I should do Lady, the woman from Resident Evil 8, Lady Dime something or other. If anybody can spell that out in third grade words so I can actually read it, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I like the style lines of her dress. It's very interesting.
Yes.
You need paint and I need... Grab this guy.
Barb loves Alaska forever. Says, hello, Odin Makes. Hi, I'm a neighbor and friend of your mom here in Bandon, Oregon. Sweet. Hello, how's it going?
Careful what you say. It might get back to your mom.
Say hi to my mom. So my mom actually texted me and said that she's got yet more boxes of stuff that she's packed away and squirreled away from my childhood that throughout the course of the year will be randomly showing up. So like the couple I've opened before, I may have more childhood boxes to open up if you guys are interested in such a thing.
Speaking of which, I saw how it's made on how they do the little electroplating of the little baby booties.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they have a whole how it's made on it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they dip it in like this copper paint stuff and then they like electrocute
Oh, so it is electroplated. Okay.
Electroplated, yeah.
Okay.
It's just interesting because they tape it all down. It's like, I didn't know it even was a thing.
Right?
Let alone a whole setup.
It's a whole big business. One of the nicer compliments I think I get about my channel in general is when people compare it to like a nerd version of how it's made. Okay, I'm good with that.
I do like how it's made.
I do like how it's made, yeah.
I am into manufacturing, so there is that.
Artman tells me it's pronounced Dom, and then I still get a word that's like Tresk, T-R-E-S-K-C, which is Tresk, Dom. Okay, I need it spelled out in dog words. I am the product of the American public education system. This means that I can sight read, but I've never seen the word before. I cannot figure out how to pronounce it in my head.
The worst is when I've been introduced to the word from reading, and I've already like read it a million times, so I've already decided how it's said in my head.
Yes.
Which is not the same as somebody actually verbalizing it.
Yep.
Hermione.
Yeah. A Boolean operation is a Boolean operation in my head. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Barb says, Shirley will. She's an awesome lady. Thank you. Yes, Mom is fantastic. Edward Addington says, hi, Odin from Maine.
Hello in Maine.
Alrighty. Jonathan Compress just says, amazing love video and too many 100% that I can count. They just kind of clicked away, but I don't think it's supposed to mean like 10,000 or something. I love you 9,000, something like that. I don't know. 3,000, said it wrong. 9,000.
I don't know. I expect you to do the math.
Oh dear. So one of my favorite math flubs that I've done on the show, I can't remember which video it was, but I had done the math previously. So when it came time to actually do it on screen, I just kind of talked about it really quick. I left an operation out. So it's like, oh, it's this, and I get the right number because I know what the right number is. But if you just listen to me, it's like, you did that wrong, Odin.
I feel you. I completely feel you. I was trying to explain to a friend how to figure out how to cut a neck hole. You know, you just have to measure out the circumference of the thing you're sewing to and then figure out what you're
This is a tracheotomy, or?
No, it was just the Princess Leia poncho.
Oh, neck hole is put in cloth.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, just cutting. Yeah, there you go. Right. Context.
Sorry, that's my humor.
But yeah, anyways, just trying to figure out the math that you need to do to figure it out, and then when it all fits together, and you're like, just please abort.
Right. You can work. You can do it.
And then explaining it to another human being is a whole nother level of crazy on top of that.
Right. Taking these weird ideas, especially for me, I'm an extremely visual thinker, so taking all these crazy ideas in my head, trying to translate them into language.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I 100% get that. Let me get these crazy ideas and then translate them into images so that I can present them to clients.
Right.
To get my vision of what they're trying to tell me and what I'm trying to tell them. Are we on the same page? And they look at you like, you're like, are you crazy? And you're looking at them like, you don't see it, do you?
You don't see this at all, do you? No, it'll work like this. Why don't you just do it this way? Because it'll fail.
Can you
If
draw
do
me
it
a
like-
picture? Okay, here, let me draw you a picture. I think I'm just going to have to trust you and see you on this. I hear that all the time. I'm just going to have to trust you. I believe it. It always works. But that crazy, like, I don't get it. Look in their eyes.
Okay.
I understand.
Holly Stuckman is in.
Hello, Holly. How are you?
Remember Holly?
Yeah, with the awesome shoes.
Yeah. Holly says, Odin, I just finished the shoe and I'll be sending it to Felicia soon.
That's cool. Cinderella.
So in 45 minutes, I actually have mail, and I'll open it up. At 1 o'clock, it's always fun to open up viewer mail. And I don't remember ordering this, and it feels like a CD. So I think it's something that somebody sent. And so I'll be opening that up at 1 o'clock. I did get the giant Ziploc bags that I ordered.
Yay.
And that's as far as I got on getting that project going.
No worries.
So at some point in time, maybe at the Lodi Comic-Con, which looks like I'll be going to. So, hey, Guard, I'll actually be in your neighborhood. I might have Princess Leia poncho kits available for purchase out of my booth. So
Build kits.
build kits. It'll be
So you
all the
don't
raw
have to
materials.
source all the materials. You can just go, hey, look, I'm going to do this project. Let me put it on a shelf at home for like years. Oh, at least
Oh,
that's
wait.
what I do.
Well, that's what I would do. And I don't mind if that's what you do, because that's
Yeah.
a traditional thing to do.
Model kits, like I'm going to buy this 10 years later. Look what I have. It's the perfect thing.
I think we're getting prodded to work. We got this thing of Tom Cruise saying, hey, what are you going to do today?
We're going to paint and watch paint dry.
Okay. So that's what we want to do first is paint? And
Well,
then,
yeah.
then we'll get back to the glove?
Yeah, because that takes time to dry.
Okay. So we-
And yeah. Hi, Toby and Bruno. They sound like they're having fun.
I hope they are. All right, so it's kind of a mustard yellow.
A goldenrod.
Goldenrod.
I would call it goldenrod.
And yeah, I do see the paints back there.
If my mustard was that color, I wouldn't be worried. I would go, that looks like a delicious sandwich, so yes. And gray and black. Is there any other, or did you want to do light blue for the shell?
We probably should do light blue for the shout. So here's
Okay.
some of my paints.
That's a good bright yellow.
Right. It's probably the same yellow. There aren't too many different yellows. We'll probably have to actually make a goldenrod. Have to add a touch of brown and a little orange to
We
it.
got sable, amber sand.
They're both
It's not
ampersand?
an ampersand, it's an amber sand.
Right. Well, I've got like 3 of them, I think.
Amber sand.
So I probably don't want orange at all, actually. Linen's just going to make it lighter, right?
Yeah. What if we put real gold?
Well, we can do that. There's some gold.
Yeah. But I like the cartoon look better.
I do too. So there's a brown. And so what we want to do is I'll go grab one of my little plastic cups so we can mix up enough to
Here, I gotcha.
just the ampersand. So here's fool's gold, but I think that's brighter. This is one of those awesome times when Plaid Effects or Plaid Enterprises says, "Hey, you want some of our Plaid Effects paints?" Like, sure. Thank you.
I'm not going to say no to
I'm
that.
not going to say no to that. And this isn't all of them. There's another small box with the neon colors in it, which unfortunately I misplaced because I totally could have used that with the Ben 10 build.
Oh, yeah, huh. So many boxes in here.
Yeah, it's a bit like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think this is.
We're back to Fool's Gold
That's
again.
banana?
Yeah, Fool's Gold Pyrite
Oh, there you go.
banana.
It's not goldenrod.
No, it's not goldenrod. I don't think I have goldenrod.
That's okay.
But I think what we're stuck with is
Yeah, amber sand.
ampersand,
Oh, this is fool's gold. Yeah,
grounded.
grounded. Amber sand, you're grounded.
You're grounded, and then if you really, really need it, there's a little bit of linen.
Yeah, no, I
I
don't
really
think
don't
we
think
need
so, though.
lighter.
Desert sand.
And then what color do you want to do for the...
We both missed it. Oh, here's a darker brown. What color do you want to do for the white?
Well, for the shading.
Yeah, for the shading. Shading on the white. I do have
Sky blue.
sky blue. I don't think I have anything lighter than that. No, it's the same. That's the same. Literally, there's like 3 of each one in here.
I wanted this in blue.
Do you want like robin's egg with this combination of the two?
Oh, there we go. We can mix these two together.
Yeah. And then we can paint the Enterprise. That looks totally different in the box.
Yeah.
That's our metallic black. Oh, I think the black is, no, it's in here. I
We
probably
do
just
need a
buried
black,
it.
don't we?
We will. And the black is one I seem to use the most, so. Yeah,
Yes.
let me pull all the paints out again now that I just put them all away.
We'll take the ones that we're considering and putting them to the side.
Good.
I feel like we're going through nail polishes. All right. I
Yeah,
want
pretty
this
much.
color with this on the thing.
I would not argue that analogy at all.
Except for I think I have more nail polishes.
There's the glow in the dark.
Ooh, look Let's make this whole thing glow in the dark. I'm kind of down for that.
If you want to paint the whole thing glow in the dark, it's kind of, I mean, you won't see it in the normal con, but it'll do the faint, weird little glow when you get in blacklight.
Well, white does that under blacklight anyways.
Yeah, usually. Depends on the white. You know, because like the cotton white will do it, but some of the other
materials
don't.
Yeah, specifically don't. You're right. Fiber content does really affect it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But white itself is a good
White itself is a good reflector and does do it. And saffron fluoresces under blacklight.
Like the flower?
Yeah, like the flower, or like the food additive, or the food. Yeah. So if you want to, we went to a blacklight party, and my wife went out of her way to make a bunch of UV reactive foods. And I remember saffron was one thing that did it, and there was, I can't remember what it was, there was something else that would also fluoresce.
Interesting.
And so I made a whole bunch of like savory snacks that wasn't just a bunch of crazy freaking frosting.
Jello? Does it fluoresce?
I don't know, it probably depends what you
Could
put
you
in
make
it.
it fluoresce?
You probably make it fluoresce.
I don't know. This sounds like fun already. I'm worried. It's what happy tastes like.
Right. Well, I
can
was
make
thinking
some
the
paint.
small plastic cup instead of the large paper cup.
Yeah. I saw the tiny ones. I was like, I don't know if those were going to work, but
Okay. Well.
they probably will. Goldenrod. And then this.
One of the not benefits of the small tiny ones is it has a little ridge in the bottom. So as you mix, it's very easy to splash paint on yourself. But one of the benefits of the small ones is I have lids for them. And interestingly enough, paint will stay good in this for months with a little lid on it. Which is like, I didn't think it would seal that well. But
Yeah, no.
I guess the edge dries and then it's good.
You can keep ketchup in there. You can keep paints.
Yeah, okay.
Ranch dressing.
How long do you keep ketchup in there?
Well, you know. Does ketchup go bad?
Well, not really, but yeah, but only if it's exposed to
Air, and if it stays
nasty
good in
things.
that.
Yeah. All right. Just saying.
We're not eating it.
It says non-toxic.
Well, teach their own. I'm not eating it.
All right.
Train. So, yellows first? Or do we want to tape?
You can tape if you want. I thought just kind of be careful, but
I'll just tape the edges, and since this is all yellow first,
right.
I'll tape this edge, and then we can get that down.
Okay.
And then, I know, we could be careful.
I've had enough instances of the tape pulling up the paint.
That you'd rather just not.
It has happened enough that to smash to lay the brush down against it and then creep up to the corner always seems like a better plan to me than to tape it and then.
All right, so no taping.
But we can do that.
No, I'm good.
There's the purple tape that shouldn't peel up the paint, but since it's on a curved surface, it also may not stick, and if you trust it, it's just going to leak.
Sounds like experience. I will let you do the more complicated one, and I'll do the more. I'll do the back, because if it messes up, it's in the back.
It's in the back. Sounds like a great plan. Starius is in Discord. Hello, sweet. Hi, Starius. And then we bring this up, then we need to look at what the actual picture is, because I'm not going to... Come here. Try to make sure I keep my my reference image.
Okay.
So Brian Zappo's got a question for you.
Okay.
And Brian Zappo and oh, you might be repeating what Holly Stutchman was saying. Just a quick question, since I'm working on it right now. Felicia, what is your favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color.
And it's okay if it's today's favorite color.
Today's favorite color is yellow.
All right.
But no, I don't have a favorite color. I feel like color is in context. I have a different color depending on the situation. And yeah, people don't like that answer when you don't have just one favorite color. I like red. I like yellow. I like baby rainbows. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I like lots of colors.
I get it. Yeah, my favorite colors went to like the game pieces for board games for the longest time. And when I got tired of, no, I'm going to be blue, it's like, fine, the green's my favorite color. Is it really? I'm kind of indifferent. But in a board game, I usually play green because that lets the other people be blue and we just play the game faster. So the game isn't arguing over what color you are.
I would pick green over blue.
You would pick green over blue? Mm-hmm. And overall, you're listing off your colors. I pick cooler colors. I like the winter colors. I like blue. I like white. I like gray. I like.
It all depends on the situation because there's that little red dress and I want it red or
Sure.
black, or
Well, yeah.
like I really like yellow fingernails. I know it's random, but
No,
it's like all
my
completely
thumbnail
different
is
ones.
yellow. I prefer to wear a red shirt for my Star Trek cosplay because, come on, who doesn't want to be a red shirt in the original series?
Right.
Right.
Are you going to be one of the people
Yeah.
just axed off early on?
Are you going to make it to the first commercial break or not? Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I feel like it's all in context,
Right.
and I feel like no. I wouldn't know if I was in winter, an autumn, or a spring, or a summer. Couldn't tell you any of that, but I like those colors in their seasons.
Their seasons, right?
So sorry, I don't have a favorite color, but I do like all the colors,
There you go.
but not equally.
Right, but not equally. I favor the cooler shades.
Okay.
All right.
So which paintbrushes do you want to use? Do
Oh,
you want to use the nicer ones?
No,
over
we'll use
here?
the big ones there.
The big ones?
No, the in the like these guys
Yep.
because they're just it's a lot of area to cover.
There we go. Okay. That's what I was originally thinking.
Crazy Joe 67 says I love purple and yellow, which are two colors that go very well together.
Yeah, they're contrasting colors, or they're on the opposite ends of the color wheel.
Yep. And Steve Elvis says, "Hey, Odin, how's it going, guys? Hello, Steve. Doing really well. How are you?
Yeah.
Known Steve for a while. If this is the same Elvis, Steve Elvis that I think it is.
Well, hi, Steve.
I only really know one Steve Elvis, so I'm going to assume it's the same. And then Stephen Dyke says, hello, good evening from the UK. Sorry I'm late. It's all right.
I'll give
Glad
you
you made it. And Brian Zappo says, I don't at Holly Stutchman, I don't know what Felicia likes, but petrol or green or blue will be just fine. Yes, it is, mate. Sweet, it is Steve. Hello, sir. Steve's been a patron for quite a while, and we've talked more than once about Ultimate Warrior spikes. Got a large crown for also for wrestling stuff, and Steve is a Elvis impersonator.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, very much.
I liked making Elvis costumes. Those were always like,
Yeah.
yeah, jumpsuits. You never realize how important the crotched up measurement is until you have to put those on people, and then you go,
Whoops. Elvis doesn't really sing that high.
right? I'm going to grab a different brush because this one has paint all the way up into the...
Okay.
There you go. This one's much better.
It's important to clean them when we're done, which doesn't always seem to happen.
No.
Okay, so people who are more versed in color theory than I am, if I'm going to take a, this not quite banana yellow and add a little bit of tan to it, I'm going to get goldenrod, right? Or am I just going to get mustard, which
You're
is
going
kind
to
of the
tint
same
it.
thing? Yeah,
So you're going to slightly darken it.
right. Because I don't mix paint. I buy the paint color I need. And now a lot of that came down not only from my disappointment with my ability to mix paint, but a week from now when I need the paint again and I have to mix it again, it'll never match.
Yep, dye lots matter.
Mm-hmm.
We got somebody saying darker yellow, so
So
that's what we're going for.
I've got two choices. Okay, that's what we're going. We're going to get darker yellow, or we're being told to start with a darker yellow.
No.
Okay.
What happens when you add this? What you get darker
Get
yellow.
darker yellow. All right.
So.
Well, we've got kind of. I guess it's kind of. We're going for that color. This should work.
Yep.
I won't add a lot to begin with because I know I'll just ruin that in a hurry.
Mustard.
Don't let's be silly.
I think
Big
you're
and
getting
healthy.
more of that color. I think you need more, but I don't hate it staying on the yellower side.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
that makes sense. So you want stop here and just use this.
Well, we have Crazy Joe 67, the person who said darker yellow, is now saying a little goes a long way. So I think.
Yeah, I did a little bit. The only thing I could think of is like a touch of orange to help maybe brighten it up.
But no, I don't think so. I think it's bright enough of a yellow, and it's not. Now it's a little. I don't know. Works for me. Looking at the reference photo.
Let me just put a splotch on the screen here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right.
I know. Should be more difficult.
It should be more difficult, but how much is it? It's how many? 2 ounces. So I'm looking at about an ounce worth of yellow paint with a dipped stick worth of grounded. Yeah.
Brian Zappo says you could try brown to darken the yellow. That's what we just did.
So we just did. Well,
So.
they are a little. We're broadcasting from their
Oh, yeah.
future because the signal has to bounce off space.
It has to go to space
Right.
before it reaches.
Yeah, it's not quite a phone call. They're
All right,
not
well-
seeing us real time.
It's officially committed because look at, oh, I painted it.
Yeah, we couldn't possibly.
I got
paint it
mustard
again.
on my shirt.
No! It's a yellow shirt. That means it's command.
I'm going to paint in the little lines, but I think those are going to be black when we're done, aren't they?
I think we should probably pull a little bit of this out and make it an even darker color and just fill it in.
Okay.
Which we're going to need to do that for
Or
the cell
we
shading
just use
anyway.
the same shade of yellow and add more of that same brown we added to it.
We could do that
in a
too.
darker thing.
We could totally do that too.
Because we didn't add that much.
No, we didn't. So if we start with less yellow and add the same amount, we'll get a darker shade.
Yes. Theoretically.
This is theory.
Right?
This is all theory.
Alive. So we will find out together, right?
Yep. And then Joe will show up and go, "What are you guys doing?
Like, I thought we had standards.
I thought you were going to paint, not finger paint with feces." Okay, that's... Anyway. Joe's not that mean. And I don't expect Joe to show up today. Thinking about it, I don't think.
So this is the new B-movie costume.
Right? B-movie, the sequel. B-movie, the adult version.
Wasn't it pretty adult? Didn't like,
It was pretty adult anyway, as far as I know. It was. Okay, I'll admit, I've never actually seen the movie. I've just seen a lot of the memes. And I've seen the B movie that gets faster every time somebody says B. And
Interesting.
yeah, that was a thing for a while, a couple years ago.
I believe it.
Like right now you can find videos of people who have re-edited Star Wars. So it's only every time someone says star or says war or, it's over in like a minute.
Star Wars.
Well, Star works because of Death Star and bounce off a star, and there's a lot of like star in but I don't think wars is said a whole lot in the original Star Wars.
The war is implied.
War is fairly well implied, yeah.
Okay. We got Edward Addington saying, Felicia, I love your 2 dogs. I love them too. They're great. And then Crazy Joe 67, I love finger painting. So, 5. Oh, Ghost Boy says, woo, finally got to catch the stream. So, glad you're
Sweet.
here.
Hello, Ghost Boy. Glad you're here, yes.
Some knots, like Aeronauts, have some amazing Star Wars edits, which they strung into insane storylines on their own. Felicia reads from 6 feet away.
Aural knots. So these
Aural
are
knots.
aural knots. Yeah, it's a sound knot. What is it? So an astronaut is an explorer of the sky. So that must be an explorer of sound. Is that what knots is? Anyway, cool. Thank you, Sarius. And yes, thank you for making it to the live stream. So cons are starting up again, which is pretty exciting, and cons always happen on the weekend. So some of my Sunday live streams may become super short, as I do them for just a few minutes at whatever con I might be going to. I just got invited to go to the Lodi Comic Con, which isn't huge, but hey, it's a close one. It's a local one, so sure, why not? And that may be happening on the 27th of this month. I say may because I am not 100% going yet, but it is 100% happening. So if that happens, the Sunday live stream for that day will be very short and just directly from the con.
Fun.
Yep.
So we'll keep you updated.
We'll keep you updated. We'll let you know for sure, at least the stream before, if something weird's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then, like Labor Day weekend, which is SAC Anime, which is a huge con for this area, I will be going to that. And so, Labor Day weekend, there will not be a in-studio live stream. So you can make plans for Labor Day if you want. Or you can just tell me to piss off and not show up anymore. That's always an option that's open to you as well.
Yeah. I don't know. After this last year plans, I was like, wait, what are those things?
Right.
Who makes those?
Oh, those plans equal disappointment. That's right.
Is that a train?
That is a very loud train, yes. Oh, Rebel Base Build is here. Sweet. Hello, James.
Hi, James.
Excited to see the painting happening. Yes, so are we. And of course, as all yellows do, it's not covering. I mean, it's covering, but
It'll need a second coat.
it'll need a second coat.
Yeah.
Because the white isn't perfect, so my brain's like, oh, that's a dark spot. Oh, that's a dark spot. Oh, there's a dark spot. So yeah, thank you, brain. I know.
It's already shading itself.
I wish. So you can actually appreciate that is something you could do, especially with something as translucent as the white. We could have gone through and painted what we wanted dark to begin with, and then go back and paint the yellow over it. I said white, but yellow will do it too, because the yellow will never cover, right?
Yeah.
And then it would all kind of be the same hue. Is that the right term? Because it'll be the top coat will all be the same yellow.
Interesting. Different painting techniques that you
Yep.
don't know until you've probably already needed them. And
Right, until it's too late and you're committed to something else. Appreciating is something that Joe talks about a lot when he's using his airbrush. So you're going through and doing painting large areas, certain darker colors, so the airbrush can get the job done easier.
interesting. This reminds me of like Winnie the Pooh yellow.
Yeah,
Honey.
yeah.
A very animated goldenrod.
That sounds like the right color then.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop it. I'm gonna start pulling off paint in a second and have
Right.
to do it as a second coat.
That is the hard part, is that weird point when the paint's just dry enough to not stick, but stick to the wet brush.
Right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
alright, I gotta make sure I cover all my holes now because it's time to walk away for a second.
Time to make gloves.
Is this part yellow on the back?
No,
No?
I can double check on that.
I just want to double check because I didn't think so, but. Hi!
Hi.
Hello!
Hello, dogs.
So you are welcome to join us if you'd like.
Sure.
You are not required to paint. If you'd like to pop in and let everyone know who you are and why you're here.
I'll pop in.
Not why you're here isn't directly, but make some space.
Hi, I'm Ellis. I'm here because once upon a time, this girl met this guy and and they, I don't know, they liked each other and I was born. That's why I'm here.
That's pretty succinct.
Yes,
She's
I
also
love
here
that.
because once upon a time, this girl met this guy at a comic shop and they liked each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the best things I ever got at a comic shop was her.
They are so excited to see you. Bruno,
Hi.
Toby, come on. All done.
Oh my gosh, Doug.
But Ellis is an editor for the channel. You've done a number of the edits. Not too many recently
not
because
all of them, but,
not all of them.
But
Did a lot in 2020.
yeah, Bruno. It's good times.
It is good times. So I started out.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, Joe is here. Sweet.
Oh, I heard there was a party.
Hey,
There's
Joe.
totally, and it's a painting party, Joe. Hey, you want to come show us what we're doing wrong? Aside from not starting with good stuff.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. No, we're
Really
just,
not good stuff.
well, I never got a second coat put on, right?
Oh, whatever. You can
Of
do a
the-
second coat later.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're attempting the cartoon cell shading.
Yeah, we're starting the cartoon cell shading.
Cool.
So just getting the basic coats put on. So this is Joe, if everyone doesn't know. Hey, Joe, this is everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joe, and this is Bruno, apparently,
Yeah.
trying
Yeah,
to
what
get
were
my
you saying?
attention.
So I did explain to people a little bit earlier about the
Here, I'll take
how Bruno likes to bark. The Lego live stream that I did.
Oh yes.
And that at this point in time, all funds that come from Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi or even if anyone wants to use the super chat, will go towards getting the Disney Castle set or the Disney Train set. And I can get Ellis to actually appear.
So vote on whether you want the castle or the train, and dollars or votes. So feel free to donate however you want, how much money you want, and whatever wins, that's what we'll buy and build. And I'll come here and I'll even wear a froofy dress.
So what happens?
build this
What happens if
castle
it's
in.
more than expected? Are we gonna go with the Millennium Falcon or?
no.
Then we'll just
Okay.
buy the other one and
Ah.
we'll just build
Yeah,
them both.
build them both, exactly.
Right.
There
So,
we go.
for those of you who don't know exactly what we're talking about, I did a Lego only live stream with my patrons this past week. That'll be coming out this Friday on my channel for everyone to watch. That's going to become, at least for the summer, at every other Thursday event where I'll sit down and do a set build, either brand new or one of my vintage sets that I've got from my collection from being a kid. And the live portion of it with the live interaction chat will be exclusive for the members of my Discord who are members of my Patreon. So, but then a week later, it'll be up for everyone else to enjoy as well. So yeah, if you want to see more of Ellis on screen.
Here's the thing though, Thursdays I don't think are going to work for me.
So we may have to move to a different day.
So
but,
this
yeah.
might just be a different day, but that's okay. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
It'll happen.
I just went with Thursdays because that's what everyone voted for. It was one of those things I gave them a chance to vote.
Oh, okay. Well,
But-
then I would have to see how long we would want to build and how many hours I would. be
I
able
spent
to do.
3.5 hours on the Crocodile locomotive. So, and the Disney
Okay.
Castle will probably be 2 streams because that's a huge set.
Oh yes. Well, of course it will be. I
But-
was thinking a few. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Thursday. It can be whichever day.
Okay, it'll be great.
Cool.
I'll see what I can do about Thursdays, friends.
All right. It's only been one so far. But overwhelmingly noon was the popular time.
Oh, okay.
I think it's mostly because all of our friends across the pond, it's a great time to watch after all the rest of the shows and such.
Okay.
And it's an easy evening watch at that point. Although poor Jerry had to go to bed.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't blame him, The guy actually gets up and goes to work. He's not just playing Legos on the internet.
We just, do it at random times whenever we actually get around to it.
Get our butts in gear. Right.
One time we do not work is Fridays at noon. Or, no, at 11 Pacific
Right.
Daylight Time. We have a Patreon-only Among Us game where we get a bunch of us on the Discord. So, once again, you have to be a patron in order to actually participate. And we murder each other and lie to each other and have a jolly good time.
Yep. And that's not recorded, so it's only the game. When the game's done, it's done. Yeah.
Though I think Jerry was saying that he was going to stream it.
Oh.
Somebody was going to say that they might try and streaming it.
Oh, that could be
So,
fun.
Yeah. So, but if you want to get in on murdering Odin or me or Nora, who's
Who's the moderator and
admin for the Discord.
Admin for the Discord, and who is currently out doing busy work to earn extra cash to come out and visit us.
Oh.
Nice.
So we haven't gotten Felicia and Javier to play Among Us yet, but
It's because they have real jobs.
So terrible. I can't lie to save
That'll just make it more fun.
So bad. I tried once and I got booted.
Well, Joe used to have a tell, and I told him what the tell was, so he figured out how to not do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't stop people from voting me out though. So
Right. Sometimes just out of malice, which is the whole point of the game.
which is totally fine. Totally fine. This one's still drying a little bit. So.
Yeah, we just started painting it.
Yeah, it was getting to the point where it was coming up more than it was going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're trying.
If I can I can hand this over to you, and I can interact with people, or you can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I have no problems with that.
Right.
So
And there's more brushes if you want to
I'm
use a
kind
smaller
of
brush.
excited that we have you here to help with the cell shading because I haven't done that before, and I'm
well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be around for the cell shading
No, but
portion.
before
That's
you
fine.
leave,
But before I leave, I can give you some tips.
Yes.
That'd be great.
So-
I'm glad you're here, so at least we can ask you some questions because I definitely have some.
So Brian Zappo immediately is saying, "Hey Joe, could you play Pandemic instead?" And it's like-
Pandemic.
and to be honest, I'm not against the Friday games changing from time to time. Among Us is a lot of fun right now, but I would
Right.
not be opposed to mixing it up on occasion.
Right. I've never played Pandemic, so that would be fun.
So TGM, the good man, is apparently attempting to get me to say something, which is interesting. But basically, it says, if you say that you're fat, I'll give you $50.
Oh, well.
Do you think I'm in denial about my weight? do you honestly think I'm not aware that I'm fat? that I'm not 100% self-conscious when I put on a Luke Skywalker costume with an Endor poncho because I am completely the wrong body type. I am built like a Gamorrean guard. I am not built like Luke Skywalker. TGM the good man says, "What's your favorite build?" So far, what I usually come back to is a gravity gun. That's one of my favorite builds because it was really crazy technical to get done with all the pieces. And another serious favorite is what Ellis is going for right now, which is Soul Edge.
I'm not getting Soul Edge. I'm just
Okay.
going to mask.
Right.
So much more comfortable this way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Puppy.
No, it's Baron Ellis. How would you like some Turkish delight? Is that an innuendo?
I would love some Turkish delight.
And Sean Kennedy is right there with defending me, saying, "No, it's fluffy, not fat. There's more to love."
There you go.
All right, so where's this $50? That's what I want.
She wants the Lego set.
I want the Lego set.
Joseph Keller is saying, "Joe, break out the airbrush and help Odin out." Laugh out loud.
I would, but that would require masking, and
Right.
we're past that point, so, yeah. So
Also, I'm pretty sure with the cell shading, we can accomplish that with brushes.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got brush marks already just because
Right.
of
The base.
the base and everything.
Because of
so-
we actually tried to seal this with
Roscoe.
Flex Bond
Oh.
as an attempt, and
Okay.
found out that we need to spray Flex Bond if you want it to be smooth. Just like everything else, it has to be sprayed, or it's going to have
Either that or you probably need to thin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
that
add
was
some sort of retarder agent or something. I don't know what Flex Bond is.
Water.
It's white glue. It's crap.
Oh.
It feels
Yeah.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
white
So
glue
you
out
could
of
probably
the
just
bottle.
water it down, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
I really
Okay.
think that we just put it on too thick.
Yeah.
I think we should have done it in thinner coats.
That
But-
is the number one thing with painting. Thinner coats equals better usually.
Even though I don't
Usually.
want to do thinner coats, I just want to do it all one thick coat and have it be done.
Yes. I
and
just
it
want
will
to
be done. It just won't be perfect.
like the fingernails in the '80s Total Recall. You just want to go click and they're red. Click, it's red. That's
Yes.
all I want to do. I don't
I
want
just
to.
want it to be different color.
Bruce Marvel 88 says, "Hey Joe, what's your favorite giant robot?"
My favorite giant robot is the YMS-15 Gian from the original Mobile Suit Gundam series. That is my favorite giant robot.
So which assembly yard was that built in?
I don't know which assembly yard it was built in, but it was built by the Zamad Corp,
There you go.
one of the competing independent contractors for the Principality of Zeon. I'm a nerd.
We're all nerds
We're all
here.
nerds here.
Oh, no.
We all are our own nerds, though.
No, I'm such a nerd that I know that there's a difference between a nerd and a geek, and y'all are geeks.
Okay.
I'm a nerd.
Alrighty. Please, if you're going to open your mouth, enlighten us.
Okay.
You've explained this to me before, but
Okay.
I always feel like I'm going to screw
There's
it
a
up.
difference between a nerd, a geek, and a dork, okay? Nerds are academic and scholarly geeks, like things like history and you know, math or something is like that's their geek. So nerds are geeks, but geeks are not necessarily nerds.
Okay.
Geeks, they just really super like a thing. Like you super like building stuff with foam. And
All right.
Joe super likes Gundam models. But see, nerds can be geeks because, well, nerds kind of are geeks because their geek is like their nerd thing. And then dorks, well, that's usually when you look at somebody and they kind of look like they're a geek, but they have that kind of like geek factor where you can kind of see it on them as opposed to having to get to know them before you realize they're a geek.
Wow, I feel better educated.
The more you know.
And that's how you know that I'm a nerd, is because I actually know that distinction.
So,
Because
And she's got the paperwork to back it up for all the doctorates, practically.
I do not. I'm only just barely getting a master's degree this fall. It's not a big deal.
We can soon
Doctorate
be calling
nerd.
you Master Ellis.
Oh, yes, you can call me Master Ellis.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
So,
okay with that.
So what is the classification of somebody who knows who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Is that a
Goku
geek,
would
a
win.
nerd, or...
Oh, that's definitely a geek, because usually nerds don't bother to argue over things that.
But what if they're using physics and
That's
computations?
an experience that I had once sitting in a comic book store, listening to a couple of dudes literally arguing about hypothetical space scenarios. Like, would it really be like Babylon 5, or would it be like this other thing? No, that's geek. That's definitely geek.
All right.
All right.
If it was nerd, like they would have actually studied physics, and they'd be arguing that probably on the 9th floor of the physics building.
Now, if I remember correctly, there was a video done on YouTube by a channel called The Nerdist, all about Goku fighting Superman.
Yes.
So I would say you would be Kyle Hill if you're making the argument.
And I believe the winner was, I think, Superman.
I think
based
so, yeah.
based off of something about because they were able to measure power level by something that both Superman and Goku did, and there
Right.
was something ridiculous that Superman did.
Yeah,
which
fly
put
around the
him-
planet and make it spin backwards.
Okay,
But
so
the thing is Goku can always just train more.
H7
This was also
Apollo
before Super.
says
Oh, okay.
nerds have practical knowledge while geeks can delve into fantasy.
There we go.
Agree.
Okay.
Then he says fictional stories that don't matter, and I would say I don't think there's any such thing as a fictional story that doesn't matter. All fictional stories matter.
Like a true librarian. I love it.
That's true. That's
You
true.
understand the power of
The power of the myth. The myth
Yes.
is the thing that we live for.
That was
Joseph Campbell, but then that goes into the whole other.
making it worse. I need a paper towel. Stat.
Need some water?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
In a big way. Okay. I'm gonna stand over here.
All right. Ivan lets Brian Zappa know that they're in Europe. Will Bandit says, I love your work. Goku is Superman. The story is obviously borrowed.
I thought Goku was the Monkey King.
Goku is a Monkey King, yes. All right, Rebel Base Build says, Joe, if Odin was to build another Star Wars prop, what would you pick? By the way, Joe, this is James from Rebel Base Build. James, this is Joe.
Hi, James. What should you build from Star Wars?
Yes,
Let's see.
if Odin was to build another Star Wars prop, what would Joe pick?
A Razor Crest that doesn't explode?
I've already built one. Well, I built one that did explode. But
I'd have to think on that. Give me a minute.
I'll let him have that. That's fine. Strict Aphid asks, "Hey Odin, have you ever made an Adventure Time prop?" And I love the aspect of ever. Yes, I have. On this other channel called DIY Prop Shop. And in fact, it was one of the first videos I put on Odin Makes because it was an advert for DIY Prop Shop. I made Marceline's axe. I made the guitar axe that she plays, but I did it out of a guitar kit. So it was a working bass guitar when I was done. And I believe Hendo of Hendo Art on YouTube still has that axe. So I have made an Adventure Time prop.
You are welcome.
You're welcome.
I love it when they ask for things you've already done. It's like, rented! Go look it up.
Go look it up. Next.
Okay.
Rebel Base Build says, "Good answer, Joe."
Right.
Stalling.
So to answer that question, I would probably want Odin to build the Imperial Guard helmet, because I think the red helmet
Imperial.
is
The
really,
Royal
really,
Guard.
The
Okay.
Royal Guard, yes,
Okay.
is really super cool.
Okay.
And also, like, the rest of the costume is pretty easy too, because
It's
it's just a cape, right?
It's
or
curtains, yeah.
robes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so that would be cool. I
So that
think.
would be cool.
Yeah.
And then everyone will just scream about making a red mask or a red hood.
Yeah.
You should have just made a red hood.
Right.
All right. So you're talking about doing a Royal Guard helmet, potentially having the long robes that go around, which, in the very basic sense, is a 360 cape with a slit in the front, and there's a force pike, which is a like a meter long pointed stick that they carry.
Because you need more pointy sticks.
Because I need
in
more
your
pointy
life.
sticks. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a rebel build, but I'll leave those to you.
It's all right,
We had one of those at the costume shop. It sat there forever. It never, ever rented. And I was disappointed because
Really?
it's such a great helmet.
Interesting.
The red one, yeah.
The red one, yeah, with just the little triangle visor, and,
Uh-huh.
and it's just this melted dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a really good plastic one of those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it sat next to the Bigfoot head, and the Bigfoot had rotted away, and the red helmet was right next to it, and they just never got touched.
Interesting. Huh.
Crazy, right?
Very crazy.
I'm like, hey, I know that helmet.
You do know that helmet. Sean Card came in with a $10 super chat, just saying, "Love the live streams, Odin and Felicia. I never get these downvotes. If you don't like them, why the snowboard are you watching? Why the snowboard are you watching?" Keep up the great work. Sean Card, thank you so much for a reference joke. I love that kind of humor. What does snowboard mean? Well, I'm not going to explain the full thing, but if you go back a few live streams, you can find my opinion of snowboarding, which rhymes with truck, and that. Because I don't have the coordination to snowboard. I just have the coordination to faceplant in snow.
Apparently, I don't have the coordination either because I injured my ankle and my knee snowboarding the first and last time I did it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I just formed my opinion the first and last time I did it. Skiing I enjoy because I have independent foot movement. But if you just nail them both to the same board, I fall down. And prove that gravity still works up on a snowy mountainside. Stephen Dyke says, "Any more comic book shop stories this week?" Well, you're in luck because you've got two guys on screen right now who work for competing comic shops.
Yeah, but I didn't work for A1 Comics when Comics and Comics was a thing, so.
Oh, sure. Let's just take the knife and stick it. You were dead by then. That's okay, because Steve used to work for Comics and Comics before he started his own damn comic shop. And then one-upped it by actually buying the property and making it a viable business that's still around.
Right.
So there's a few stories.
There's probably a few stories.
What kind of stories are you asking for? Like people buying like a super expensive Spider-Man action figure that was clearly a collectible item for their 6-year-old grandson. Me telling them specifically that this is a collectible, you probably don't want to give it to a 6-year-old. It's not going to be refundable. And like maybe the very next day coming in and it has a broken leg and saying, it was like that when I bought it, and like, no, it wasn't, because I'm the one who sold it to you.
There's that.
Yeah, there you go. There's a story for you.
I remember we had to do inventory, and our comic shop did not have a computerized inventory at all.
What's inventory?
Pretty much. It was a glorified calculator cash register. And I remember from the years previous of doing it, how much of a nightmare it is to have to go in and tally everything up while you're open and people are moving things around. The comic shop owners really didn't care. They needed a general idea. I didn't understand that because I was trying to get the right number. So the particular inventory day, I was only scheduled to come in to do inventory, not to help out with the comic shop. So I thought about it, went, all right. And I showed up at 3 in the morning, undid the alarm, opened up the comic shop, locked it back up, and got 3/4 of the entire shop counted before anybody else showed up. And then when the manager finally showed up to unlock the doors at 10:30 in the morning or whatever it was, I handed him, most of the inventory and said, here, this is all counted, I'm going to go home. And the only way he was really upset with me is that I showed more initiative than he did. And that was Mike.
Yes. Mike was cool.
Mike was very cool. Mike was the manager when I met Ellis. So, yeah. Also, I remember Mike making a lot of jokes. I was working in the comic shop when the Death of Superman comics came out.
Oh, you love the Death of Superman.
Oh, I totally love the Death of Superman.
The only thing you love more than Death of Superman is Bane.
Oh, God, Bane's the best character ever. So the Death of Superman comes out, and the comic gets released. There's like 5 different versions. There's the polybag version. There's a holographic cover. There isn't one of those. It was before then. But there's all these different versions. And, of course, we had tons of pre-orders available. We had done all the promotion that this is coming up to let everyone know this is coming up. So if you want to get it, order it early. And the day of is when everyone wants to do it because, everyone wants to procrastinate. I'm pretty good at that myself. So the phone won't stop ringing. And after an hour or so of Mike trying to deal with the phone, he just looks at it. And this is a regular wall phone, right? He just looks at it and says, okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on vibrate, stick it down the front of my pants, and go back in my office. If you guys need me, I'll be in my office. So, yeah.
That was good to know.
Yep, it's an important story.
Yep,
I know that Mike's humor, and I always enjoyed that because I knew the phone didn't vibrate, but it was, and obviously he wasn't going to do that anyway. But anyway,
All right, it needs to dry.
All right.
So I will take that. You can take that.
I'll take this to dry.
Oh, yep. So,
Tim, the good man, is letting us know that his keyboard is a QWERTY keyboard.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
I have a QWERTY keyboard too.
Yeah, I also have a QWERTY. I do not have a Dvorak keyboard. Steve Elvis is asking if I would make any Fortnite props. Well, guess what?
Is their wish granted?
Have you made a Fortnite prop, Odin?
Not only is their wish granted, this goes back referentially to an earlier comment. It's on my TikTok. Let me go get it.
Well, he's going to get that. You might have noticed that I'm doing my strokes a little bit differently. I'm going vertically. Yeah, vertically as opposed to horizontally. This is to kind of break up the...
established paint marks?
Yes, the established paint marks. Thank you, Felicia.
Sorry, I was noticing
No, you're
that.
super helpful. And so if you want to kind of try to break up paint marks, if you go against the grain, it can make a different texture other than just paint going a certain way. So there you go.
I'm glad you know these things, because I was just going fully on with it and braced it.
And the thing is that there's nothing wrong with that. You got a web there.
Oh, there's dust all over this. You have no idea how badly I want to just blow on this and blow all the dust off for the effect.
Please don't.
But if it
Please don't.
So for TikTok, I actually got a sponsorship specifically to build video game props for TikTok, as long as they weren't guns. And so I made, Fortnite prop. I made the close shave pickaxe. So yes, one of the 12 or 13 videos I have on my TikTok is a Fortnite prop. That's only on TikTok. So if you want to see in 15 seconds or less how to make this, I think it's like 20. I pushed all those to the most they could be.
If you want that to be turned into an episode, let Odin know, because he has all the footage. He could probably make it into a full episode.
Yeah, I probably actually could.
Yep.
I've also got like the GLaDOS potato. That could be a full episode. What else? There's only a couple of them that could probably
The Hearthstone.
be. The Hearthstone could probably be a full episode.
Hearthstone.
But there's things like the key from the Atari 2600 game Adventure. I don't think that could really flesh that into a whole episode. I think TikTok's a good amount for that. Or the pieces from Tetris. I think TikTok's a really good format for that build.
What you could do is you could do a hodgepodge episode, so maybe like 3 different ones. You could just show how you made them in one episode. Make a little mini episode.
Speaking like a true editor.
Be fun.
So in the Discord, Starius was saying, this was about half an hour ago, I'm multitasking, but I dedicated an entire monitor to Odin and community. Oh, cool, thank you. And making a Grey Poupon joke about mustard.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
And Starius is saying, oh man, I bought into all those Death of Superman issues and all the spin-off titles. Yeah, after Superman died, all of a sudden there's these 4 spin-offs with Man of Steel and Superboy, and there was like 4 different Superman titles to try and fill that void and make dollars. One of those major stepping blocks leading to the 90s comic book crash. Yeah, pretty much. Double dose. Okay. As I previously stated, not that I saw the previous statement, it sure would be a damn shame to see someone with a name much like a Norse god were to possibly make one of the suits from the 95 Power Rangers movie.
The 95
Sure
Power
would be a
Rangers
darn
movie?
shame to see someone. The 95 Power Rangers movie. Was there a 95 Power Rangers movie?
Yeah, it was aired on TV.
Oh, okay.
It was I forced my mom to watch that movie.
I
It was
forced-
bad.
Oh, so it's like the Star Wars Holiday Special.
But it's a bodysuit, so that's definitely like a thing to
That could
do
be
with
something to do.
Felicia.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Crazy Joe 67 is reminding us that Lobo also came back from the dead. Lobo was one of my favorite DC characters for the longest time. I definitely enjoyed, coming back from the dead. The when Lobo died, and then Hell kicked him out because he missed the point. He was having too much fun. And then when he went to heaven, he was bored and started killing too many people, so they kicked him out, and he was all of a sudden back alive again as a squirrel. So yeah, that was a great issue or a little series.
Squirrel Girl probably didn't have a very good time with that. Then again, who hasn't died and come back in comic books?
It's like soap
Tintin?
operas.
I mean, okay, so there used to be this running
It's
thing
like
that
soap
that Bucky Barnes was going to be the only like comic book character that would never get revived. Like Marvel, I think, had said this at one point that there's no way that Bucky Barnes is going to come back. And then we get the Winter Soldier, and he ends up being one of the greatest, in my opinion, like side
stories.
characters like that they made. Like I love the Winter Soldier. And I thought he was a great Captain America too.
Yeah.
But that's whatever.
So I got a great question here from Moved. Here we are. Joseph Burrito Hernandez. Who's the other guy? Okay, you're talking about this guy over here? This is Joe.
He's gonna wear our outfit.
He's going to wear our outfit. Joe's been on the channel a number of times. Joe is a local authority on Gunpla. And when I made the Gundam suit, it was made to fit Joe. Joe helped with the Super Saiyan hair. I could probably actually get a hold of it. It'll almost be appropriate to wear. And we also did the World of Warcraft Lich King helmet.
Yep.
He's done a lot of painting on the channel and some builds, and has his own build coming up.
Yeah, as soon as I get around to editing it.
So hopefully before the end of the year.
If you want to check out what that build is going to be, I think I posted pictures of it on our cosplay. There's also pictures on the Odin Makes subreddit that you can find it on there. So look for it. You'll find it. It's Ashbringer from World of Warcraft.
Do I have it on too low? I got it on right. don't
No,
I?
you got it.
It's touching my
yeah,
hair.
no,
Touching my ears.
It's good. It's good.
I'm told I need to get in frame a little more. Apparently I got a little too much hair. Mark Knight is saying, hey, I want to see our gorgeous Felicia, please. Apparently,
Apparently, I'm fine.
All right,
Is this,
fine.
Is this not gorgeous enough for you?
Oh, get out of here. Well, it'll be the Felicia show. Probably make more money anyway.
I just was making space because I was excited that you were gonna help paint.
Did you want your soapbox back?
My box
Felicia?
back?
Yeah.
I'm good, but thank you. I'll go on tippy toes. Dang, that looks awesome. I think it does. It's starting to look like...
Starting to look right.
It's starting to look right. You know, even without the cell shading, it looks like his...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Like if we stopped here, we'd be good, but I
Right,
don't
we
wanna
could totally
stop
stop here and be good.
So what amount of cell shading did you want to do? Did you want to do it kind of like how SKS Props did it? Or were
Not
you
quite
looking...
with all the battle damage, but a little bit of I think shading would be good.
Well, he
Yeah.
did two versions.
Yeah.
He did one with battle damage, one without.
And the one without had realistic paint jobs, and the one with battle damage had cell shading.
Oh,
So we
okay.
want to do the in-between
Gotcha.
where it's healthy armor, but cell shaded. But I'm not... He took it to an almost Borderlands level of cell shading, and I'm not worried about going that far with it.
Okay. I actually did not look at the battle damaged one.
That's all right.
So-
We're probably going to run out of stream before we get there. But,
Yeah, we just got to get the colors laid down at
Yeah.
this point.
right, so we can just, fake the shading a little bit. I can pull up a picture of his, or we can
Okay.
pull up we can find an actual DragonballZ image.
Well, there was one up there
Right.
a little bit, so
There's no shading on that one, though.
there was just two-tone shading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Connor Cook says, "Hey guys," and guys equals Odin, Joe, and those behind the camera, aka Felicia, Odin's wife. Sorry, forgot your name. LOL. And of course, Toby and Bruno. How's it going, all? Well, hello.
Hello. It's going.
good.
I'm sure Bruno will speak up again here in just a minute.
Right? He is trying to, that's for sure. And Steve Elvis says, "A little too much hair there, Odin." LOL.
Never!
Toby Archer wants to know what inspired you to create props.
Just the desire to create. What inspired me? The movies. I loved the Godzilla movies growing up. There's this other little movie that came along, Star Wars, that had a ton of props. That was a lot of fun to make. And then because of the fascination with Star Wars, I was looking at all the making of, all the pictures and things, and realizing that there's teams of people that are sculpting these monsters and making masks. And there's this whole process of designing and making the different props that go into the movie. So all that kind of really got me into making it just to do it for fun. And what ended up happening is making props and Halloween costumes is what I would do to entertain myself when I wasn't working. And slowly over time, I've spun that around to making props is what I do to be working. Which I think is a win.
Well, there you go. How many coats of paint are you counting there? Remember, you need to allow for weathering. LOL.
Well, we want to get as much of a base coat as possible
I think it's a little
because the it's going to be cell shaded, so it has to be 100% opaque before we go into doing any sort of other shading, because we're not going to touch this base layer pretty much anymore once we get it down. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're going to need maybe 1 or 2 more coats to get a nice, good opaque yellow.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So we have 2 coats of the white. Did we get more than 2 on there?
No, we got the one really good coat we did last week, and that's all that happened.
Okay, because we did the 2 coats last week, and then we did the coat of the Roscoe's.
Right, there's a coat of the Roscoe's,
Yeah. So
which
before we
was more a
started,
sealant. It wasn't
Yeah.
so much paint.
before we put the paint down, we put the Roscoe's, then we put 2 layers of paint, and now we put down 1 layer of yellow, and Joe's putting a second layer on top of that, and probably we'll put 1 more layer before we move on to the cell shading. Okay.
What's the meme on Discord? Guard, you what?
Now Odin has
Oh,
become a Super
Super
Saiyan.
You what? All right. Mark Knight is asking, have I watched all the behind the scenes videos for Star Wars? I watched as many as I could get a hold of, and I've watched a lot more since. There's the Lost documentary for Empire Strikes Back that's resurfaced on YouTube recently. I have not watched that all the way through. But no, generally speaking, I've watched a lot because I really enjoy it. That's what I like. I used to have a subscription to a magazine called Cinefex. That's all it was about. Especially in the 80s, it was really hard to find behind-the-scenes information that was truly how the movie was made. Most behind the scenes was, we're going to interview the stars because they make money and people will watch our show. And so that's all the behind the scenes was. Cinefex magazine was a trade magazine. It was made by guys that did effects for movies, and it was all about the guys and gals that made the effects for movies. And so it's this weird, like, half-size, thick magazine. It's almost a catalog. Came out quarterly, still does, I think. I don't know. That one showed me more and gave me more information early on than anything else did. So
Well,
that's...
take that, Martha Stewart.
Yep, take that, Martha Stewart.
Yeah, I don't think behind the scenes stuff with how the movies were made really kind of took off until like computer graphics
DVD
and stuff
extras.
like that. Yeah.
This is a little bit beforehand, but no, that's when it became a bit more mainstream for sure.
Right.
And a lot of that also came with Laserdiscs, because Laserdisc was the first video format that had a second audio channel, because it had a digital audio track and an analog audio track. And with a lot of the Laserdiscs, the digital audio track was the audio for the movie, and the analog track was the director's commentary. And that was the first director's commentary that got released on home video. And a lot of those got spun over into DVD extras. And I laughed a lot at some of the early DVD releases, talking about all new content. And they're listing off everything that came on the Laserdiscs. So the only new content really on like the Pink Floyd The Wall DVD, the first release that came out, was the menu and the art on the cover.
Yeah.
Because Laserdisc didn't have menus. They weren't set up that way.
So it
Someone's
says
sharing us with shows like Movie Magic. Yeah, and there were a number of things that did Movie Magic. There's Cinefex. There's Cinemagic was a magazine put up by Starlog that was all about low budget filmmaking. All that stuff had great information that didn't exist anywhere else at the time. What are you trying to say, Felicia?
nothing. I was just reading through the comments. Somebody was like asking about Star Wars or Star Trek, and then people have been answering.
Oh, good.
So, which team are you on?
Right. One
And do
takes
you
place in the
have to
future,
have-
one takes place in the past.
And do you have to pick one or the other?
I do not, and I will not.
Okay.
I like them both, and I like them both for what they are. I never understood why there had to be two different camps.
Exactly. I don't know. I pick out different chunks of what I recognize as both of them. There's definitely series I like better than others.
Yeah.
And then there's definitely, I haven't seen kept up on all of either of those.
Totally cool. And I also enjoyed all the other sci-fi spin-offs or not spin-offs, but...
Like Stargate and all the other ones.
I was thinking there's a Flash Gordon movie in the 80s, there's Battlestar Galactica, there was Buck Rogers in the 25th century. All these movies came out because Star Wars got so popular, and I enjoyed all of them.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica, Battlestar Galactica 1980.
Oh, it was such a trash fire, and I loved it so much.
If you can't quite hear Ellis saying Galactica 1980 was just such a dumpster fire, but loved it so much. Yeah, pretty much.
Train.
Star Train! It's extra loud because there's a hole in the wall. So when the train
Right.
image goes by, if now that we've been doing this for months, some of you who've joined in may not have any idea why the heck we cut to a train from time to time. Behind the studio, behind me, about 400 yards, 300 yards, somewhere around there, is one of the main rail lines that goes through the city. And so some days every 15 minutes, some days every 2 hours, a freight train goes rumbling by. So when we cut to the train rumbling by, that's live. That's the train that's actually going by right now. There's no need to have it pre-recorded because how often it happens anyway. So when you see it, there's a 14-inch hole cut in the wall about 12 feet up for venting. And I've got a camera pointed out that porthole, and that is shot directly north out of my shop of the train going by.
A hole for venting. That sounds sus.
We have.
Well, you got to poke holes in the box or the artist will suffocate.
That's what I tell him every time he opens the hole. I'm like, oh, look, you poked a hole in the box. Now I can breathe. So you got a super chat?
Oh, cool. Sean Card came back again.
Yeah.
Sean Carg is saying, yeah, I love when the old DVD package mentions interactive menus as a bonus feature, right? Some of the interactive menus, when they had they got super popular and crazy at one point, and all the extra animation. So like Austin Powers and the second one, The Spy Who Shagged Me, had big transitions between the different things. That's fun the first time. Can I skip it the second time, please?
Sean Karg is proudly supporting the Lego project, LOL. So
Oh,
Lego
sweet.
project.
Lego project. So we're up to at least $40 towards which Lego set? Because if no one specifies, it's going to be Alice's choice.
I vote Castle.
I'll vote Castle. I'm Train fanatic, but Train will probably happen anyway.
I vote Castle.
Oh, we have 3 Castle.
Everybody's voting on the castle, so I guess maybe we'll do that.
Well, what do you
Well,
think?
that's what we're voting for.
Oh, I
They
think
haven't
that would be
voted yet.
great.
Okay.
I'm all about it. And I have a very wide variety of froofy Disney dresses that I can dress myself ridiculously in for
Sweet.
the building of this thing.
We
I
can have
love
tea,
it.
too, if you want.
Oh, of course.
Okay, great.
Gotta go there.
Please be honest. Is that train CGI? LOL. Mark Knight. And he also says, so sorry, but that train seems CGI to me. LOL.
CGI sounds like too much work.
CGI is way too much work for
We
this
don't
channel.
have that budget.
So if it seems CGI, it's probably because I don't have the camera properly set and it's a little blown out. But no, that's a real train really rumbling by really right now. And, you know, if we have the ability to cut to the train cam right now, you'll see that there is no train and it's just the view north. And there's a little bit of the storage unit in the back lot. If you watch the Fallout 4 costume build that Felicia, Joe, and I did, that storage unit is the storage that I had Joe stand on top of for some of the footage in order to get the dirt mound that may or may not be on image.
It's on.
It's on. Good. So, you know, that's the real outside right now. Yeah.
So, Odin, have you ever considered doing diorama builds? Joseph Keller wants to know.
I have considered. I have not considered for the channel. I have considered. I've done some cheesy diorama builds for action figures before. And I've done terrain for war games, which is effectively a diorama. I am totally happy to admit that Boulder Creek Railroad is a YouTube channel that I enjoy watching quite a bit, and I find his work very inspiring. I haven't done one for the channel. I suppose that's something we could do. You know, what if we could do it in a short amount of time?
What kind of diorama would you want to see?
Trash compactor from Star Wars.
Oh my god. Well, I'm thinking about taking some old dolls and cleaning them up and making new clothes for them and turning them into new dolls.
Okay.
If anybody actually wants to see that, I'm kind of a big Disney Fairies fan, so that's kind of going to be a thing. Maybe I'll make 1 or 2 videos of that.
Pass me the water.
But,
Yeah.
you know, other than that, I like to build bird houses and bird feeders and things. I've thought about doing that, but, you know, doll houses with dioramas only put a little, like, geeky twist on it.
Sure.
Yeah?
Like
That could be
Tinkerbell's
fun.
inside of Tinkerbell's teapot.
Oh, well, you know, maybe something a little bit more interesting for the fans. Like,
Oh, okay.
make, like, an Addams Family house, you know,
Okay.
painted a certain way, put the diorama on the outside. I could get down with that. That
All
sounds
right.
fun. Yeah.
More
Anakin's-
ideas. We're getting excited.
Anakin's room with the C-3PO action figure in the corner.
That could be
Maybe not.
fun.
Okay. I'm trying to think of something that was science fiction because that's my brain.
Yeah, we
But
could
no,
do
I'm
some-
totally down
we could do
for-
some interesting things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Missed a spot on the chess piece, second bottom from the bottom line.
Did we miss a spot, or are you
there's,
seeing?
it's right there.
He
Oh,
sees
you
it.
do?
Yeah.
You actually
I
see
see
it?
it.
Okay. It isn't
Thank
just
you.
a glare. Thank you.
Yep.
We're live. Thank you for looking out for us.
DJ Stumpy is saying, I used to love VHS. I watched to the end for an exclusive extra. Yeah, they used to do that on VHSs. So, question. Have you had any ideas for a mashup crossover cosplay build? Any ideas?
Bumble Scorpion?
Bumble Scorpion, yeah, that's kind of a mashup of my own. Oddly enough, I haven't done a whole lot of those. 'Cause my art style, I'm so happy to just imitate something.
Yeah.
Trying to think, we did talk about stuff, but I can't remember what it was now. We talked about mashup. You all right?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
can't remember.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. I'm wearing these glasses. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
The lights are really bright in here.
You only have like 4 or 5 of them pointed at you.
It's the migraine thing.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
know.
You can put your sunglasses back on if you need.
David Oshnak says there are quite a few different Saiyan armors online. Will you be making you have a lot of varieties to TP choose from for your next Saiyan armor build?
I'm sure that's a word-for-word read.
I actually, if you guys wanted to build another set of Saiyan armor for me, I wouldn't mind King Vegeta's.
Okay.
Because King Vegeta is Vegeta's father, and he has cool armor. I think I'd make a good King Vegeta. Yeah.
I legit have interest in Super Saiyan Man.
Yes, you mean the Great Saiyan Man.
The Great Saiyan Man.
Yeah, the Great Saiyan Man.
I've only seen pictures. I haven't seen the show, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Odin, you could be a good Great Saiyan Man.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, eventually.
Eventually. Sounds like it's a good possibility.
Felicia could be the Great Saiyan Man too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is Vidal's version. So you guys could be the dynamic duo.
So have we thought about how we're going to make the tail yet?
Well, I was thinking
This
about...
is me actually deferring, saying, "Hey, Felicia, have you thought about how to make the tail yet?"
So, fur. We got to get some brown fur.
Okay.
I think the stuff that we have over there is a little too furry. We need something
Probably.
a little bit shorter.
Tail for what?
Saiyan tail.
Vegeta's
With
tail.
this armor?
Doesn't Vegeta have his tail wrapped around it?
Not with this armor.
This one? I thought I saw a reference photo that I was going to copy.
So his old armor, he has a tail.
Okay.
But his tail gets cut off by Krillin in the first season.
That would make a lot of sense.
So, and then Vegeta has this armor during the
I think the word
third
you're looking for is
season,
geek.
I think. Yeah,
Oh,
during
yeah,
the Cell
you know.
Saga.
Are we
Okay.
all?
So,
Because I swear, like, reference imaging, just doing
Right.
things, because I assume that I haven't seen every episode.
okay.
They just had somebody had it tied around their waist on
Right.
this one, and I liked the look, so I was like, oh, I can do that. But
If you
since
want
we
to do that,
don't
it's
need
fine.
a tail,
That's fine.
less work.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
Yeah.
leaving the tail off.
I'm not leaving the tail
I
off.
do not need a tail.
Okay, so no tail. I'm sorry, people,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
planning on making it out of fur, making a tube, and then stuffing it with like a thin, the stuff that they insulate pipes with. That looks
yeah.
like pool noodles.
Yeah, the
And
pipe insulation. Yeah.
Pipe insulation, yeah. And maybe sticking a wire inside of there, like armature wire, just so that
That'd
we
totally
had
work.
some.
Yeah, so it had a tail shape. It wasn't just this.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't just hang.
Right. No, it's a great idea.
So that was the original plan, but no tail, and I'm good.
Remember when Exxon, the gas station, had the put a tiger in your tank campaign? This is probably 80s.
I don't
And
actually.
you would get this stuffed tail. You could go to Exxon gas station and get a tube that was a tiger tail. It had a bit
Oh, I
of
remember
elastic
that.
around it, and you would just hang it off of your gas cap on your car.
Oh, nice.
Furries for vehicles.
Yeah, it's a furry tail for vehicles.
Oh, they say I can't pronounce his name. I don't want to. But they cut the tail. Not Krillin.
Oh.
Oh, it was Yajirobe! That's
Yajirobe.
right! Oh,
that
no! That's right, Krillin was going to, but I guess he couldn't do it. So Yajirobe goes in with his katana and chops it off. That's right. It's been a long time.
See, I just don't want to
Thank
embarrass
you.
myself. Like, I'm trying, and I love those episodes, and I watch them, and I
Right.
get into it, but I'm like, I don't want to pretend that I know.
That's fine. I can't pronounce all the names of Stargate. I get it.
We got a
I
bunch
totally get it.
Got a bunch of people saying howdy. We got Arthur
Howdy.
Shankin and
Howdy, Arthur.
Enderboy.
Hello,
and saying
Enderboy.
Howdy. And
Howdy, howdy.
Izuku Midora saying
Oh,
Yer.
Midoriya.
Midoriya.
Right? Yeah. We got his gloves over here.
You got his gloves over there?
Yeah, that's Deku from My Hero Academia.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hello.
Ralph Morick says, I love Nerdy Joe. Yay!
No,
Yeah.
I over nerded Joe.
Oh, I over nerded
yeah,
did,
I
you
over
did.
nerded Joe.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is great. I love being one-upped.
I love it when you're one upped too.
Ding. That's a Mario sound, right?
Pretty much.
All right. Well, at 1 o'clock, typically on the live stream, I like to open up viewer mail when I have it. Well, it's no longer 1 o'clock exactly, but it's still the 1 o'clock hour, and I did receive some viewer mail that I picked up. I've got a package. It feels like That's just a package of electronic switches. It won't quite be as interesting.
For some reason you pointed and I thought it was that.
Oh, well, I may have been pointing at the camera. So I got a package from, I didn't Greek out the name, so I'm not going to show the camera that, hey, yeah, this is this guy's address. Why don't you spam him? Jim Friend. Frankly, it's got an R, so it's not Jim Fiend. But Jim Friend sent me a package, and I honestly don't remember ordering anything, so I think this is viewer mail. Plus, I never order anything and have it sent to my P.O. box. So, which, by the way, if you want to send something and have me open it up on air, or have Joe open it on air, or have Felicia open it up, make sure it's addressed to the person you want it to go to. And the P.O. box is right in the description of the video. So, what did we get this week? We got a bit of paper. And, oh, okay, I think all of a sudden this does sound familiar. I think I remember talking about this. Hello, Odin. This is a whole page, so I'll try and paraphrase this really quick. And Bruno's going to help.
Hello, Bruno.
I love your channel and thoroughly enjoy watching your builds and your collaborations with Felicia every week. Hi, Felicia.
Hi.
I've been especially enjoying your Mechagodzilla build. So as a lifelong Godzilla fan, I threw together the 70s before cable, grew up in the 70s before cable, and anyway, sent a sound effects of Godzilla CD. So this is a CD full of Godzilla sound effects. I think I remember, oh Jesus, it's two discs.
That's going to be amazing because you can like take those and put them,
oh, it's the nice one that goes this way.
put them in so you can maybe, you could really do something with that inside of your Godzilla suit.
Yeah, because Mechagodzilla's on the cover, of course. And it looks like it's, it doesn't look like this is something that, I already forgot his name. It's really bad. It doesn't look like something Jim put together himself. This looks like a CD rip of an official, actual CD. So these may be clean sound effects, and that's very exciting.
That's cool.
Because as much as I enjoyed, like, say, the Flash Gordon soundtrack from the 80s, the fact that it had the sound effects and the dialogue from the movie baked into the record was always really weird to me. Oh, and it's stereo. Stereo sound effects. So it might be just taken from the movies. Still, who cares? This is freaking cool. So I ran through this really quick. Oh, we got a translated track list. Cool. Jet Jaguar, got tanks, fighter jets. Oh, great. Track 20, Mechagodzilla. We have Roar, we have missiles, we have the eye weapon. We have this eye weapon counterattack, the chest weapon, the mouth weapon, the force field for doing the you spin me right round neck thing. Him flying and flying by and lifting off. And we got Mechakong Roar. Oh, this is cool.
Nice.
I hope Jerry Elgertfale, my friend who's in Monterey, gets his Mechakong costume built. That's... Jim, thank you. This is really cool. And I did purchase an Adafruit, one of the Raspberry Pi, the real simple boards, for doing the chest laser, which I just haven't really noodled my way through yet. But I do want to... The whole reason why the chest door isn't glued on my Mechagodzilla suit yet is I do want to motorize that, to have it open up. And I've got like an LED plasma sphere effect to put behind it. That's Toby helping us with the camera work. And... anyway, so all that I want to put together and have fun with. So thank you. This is really freaking cool.
That is awesome. Oh my goodness, Bruno wanted to go and...
So this is 3 coats. I think we're going to need another.
You need another? We need to mix more paint?
No, I mean just in general, we're going to need another coat.
Another coat of paint,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, I was trying to ask in a roundabout way, do you have enough paint?
It's a good question because we still got to paint the back a little bit more. So
Right.
yeah, I think so. You have the ratios and all figured out?
Effectively, yeah, because I joked about it. It was about 1 ounce of this yellow paint
Cool.
and 1 dipstick of this brown paint.
Oh, there you go. Well, and it doesn't matter if it's like a little bit different because
It's the
this
top
is
coat.
exactly it's going to
Okay.
be the top coat. So
It'll be the final color.
right.
I even talked a little bit, totally out my rear end because I don't know what I'm talking about, pre-shading. And how potentially with painting the yellow and how poorly it covers things, you could pre-shade. Not that we want to with cell shading.
Yeah, you could pre-shade it. Pre-shading with yellow is a pain in the butt though.
Do you want to explain what pre-shading is from someone who actually knows what they're talking about?
Okay, so pre-shading is when you start with the darker color of a color. So with yellow, it would be a dark yellow or a brown or something. don't go with black. Black is a bad idea for multiple reasons. But the point with pre-shading is that you start building up the highlights from the dark color. And depending on how you want to do it, I like to do with an airbrush because you get that nice gradation with the airbrush. You can do it with painting too. I mean, miniature painters do it all the time. People who paint on canvas do it all the time. It's just easier with an airbrush. But I'll usually go with my darker color. Then towards the center of the object, I will build up with the lighter color. So you get this kind of like gradation to the edges of the darker. That's to give it kind of a weathered look, more of a shadowed look. But that's what I like to do with Gunpla. I could go on and on and on about that, but I won't.
It's all right. Random question. It's not, but Mr. here, Izuku Midoriya is asking, what kind of foam do you use? I make stuff. When I make stuff, I use foam board. What we're using is called EVA foam. It's also effectively craft foam. Craft foam is just a lower density version of EVA foam. Floor mat foam from Harbor Freight Tools is also effectively EVA foam, but a different density. I'm specifically using a brand called HD Foam. That's what this build is. That is a high density EVA foam, and it's made in such a way as to help control unwanted air bubbles. If you ever cut up floor mat foam, you'll find there's a lot of like extra air bubbles because when it's mixed, they whip air into it. If you ever work with stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So it was made by somebody who makes.
It was made by somebody who makes. Yeah, it was designed and made by the guy that made the pattern that does this, who knows what he wants from foam, and yeah, we're totally using EVA foam. Someone else was asking earlier about where can I get EVA foam shipped to me internationally. That becomes a tricky question. TNT Cosplay recently stopped shipping to Canada, which is sort of international. It's just our neighbors to the north. I mean, come on, Canada is what America's hat, right? I love my Canadian friends. I've just always enjoyed that joke. So, guys, I'm totally sorry. Anyway, there's a number of places. If you're in Europe or Britain, you can get Tigers Cosplay. They ship to all over in that particular area. And there's another one I just lost the memory of. Polyprops. Polyprops.com is another one that is based in Britain but ships throughout all of Europe. Lumen's Workshop is in Australia and will ship in that area, but they're another good EVA cosplay supplier. And I got my first batch of EVA foam clay from Lumen's Workshop. So they do ship to the States, but it's a lot easier to order locally. So I would do a Google search if you need to find out more information beyond that, because I don't have them all memorized. I want to. I would love to have a directory.
You have way more information on general foam knowledge than most of the.
I think HD foam is available on Amazon, right? Is that
What the foam is available on Amazon? HD foam is available through Blick Arts.
Through Blick, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Blick Art Materials has an online presence and routinely have a deal where you purchase enough material and you'll get free shipping, which is major. Because basically, if you buy 3 rolls of foam, you usually qualify for free shipping. So
It's worth it at that point.
it's worth it at that point.
Yeah, foam over shipping, totally.
Totally. Am I pay $15 for shipping, or do I want another roll of foam?
More foam. So many people on screen. What have I missed again? Trash Panda's asking.
Hey, Trash Panda. Speaking of Australia, how's it going? What are you missing? Well, Joe came back. Joe and Ellis happened to be in the area, so they dropped by to say hi. And Joe's giving us a hand with painting. Actually, we just stepped back and let him do it. And Ellis was talking about the difference between nerds and geeks and quantitatively what that was. And we were also talking about, hey, we did a Lego live stream, or I did not too long ago. And so now I'm begging from you for dollars in order to purchase the Lego castle so I can build it with Ellis as a live stream and you guys can all watch and participate. That was kind of the main
It
thing.
will be fun.
This is Ellis.
Donate dollars. We will build the thing.
We'll build the thing.
Yes. Brian Thorne says, love Gunpla. And what is your favorite suit?
Okay, my favorite suit, which I think I answered earlier, is the YMS-15 Gian from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. The Gian's always been my favorite, even though it was... the original Mobile Suit Gundam was not the first Gundam that I watched. It was Gundam Wing, like a lot of us in the States. And of course, before then, my favorite was Death Scythe, because who didn't like Death Scythe? But,
Guard's building a Death Scythe.
I know. I
Oh,
think
hey.
it's awesome.
So Mike emailed me. Lodi Comic-Con is going to be happening on June 27th, and wanted to know if I wanted to go.
Oh, geez, we gotta get the Gundam ready if we're gonna do that.
And Guard is close to that area.
Oh boy. The Gundam needs a lot of work to get ready because
Right.
it's got some repairs.
So if we do that, we can do a quick, small live stream direct from the con, because it's Sunday.
Oh yeah.
William Connors sent $10 for Lego.
For Lego!
Thank you, William.
Thank you, William.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This
So
is gonna happen.
this is going to happen. Yeah, we're already quite a ways into this. My favorite mobile suit, I haven't watched many of the shows. The only one I really watched all the way through, and I literally sat there and went, I don't get it, was G-Savior, right? Was that which was the live action movie where...
That was G Savior.
Yeah, I remember getting a hold of G-Savior going, oh, cool, there's a live action one. This will be great.
We don't talk about G Savior.
The main view screen is surrounded by the styrofoam they used to pack around electronics equipment, and they just painted it black. It was like, what the hell is this? I can do better than this.
They should have hired you.
Apparently with their budget, that's all they would have done. But, yeah.
There is a new live action Gundam in development or production, and it's going to be produced by Legendary Entertainment from the director who did Kong Skull Island.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Right. So, and I believe it's also being, I think it's going to be also distributed by Netflix, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've got my fingers crossed that it's not going to suck.
Right.
And they really need to
If you
get
keep your
Tom Holland as
expectations low.
Amuro. Yeah.
Right.
They can usually exceed them.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed Army of the Dead. I knew what I was walking into.
Me too.
Keep your expectations low. I feel like that's like when you get meatloaf at school lunches.
Right.
You're like, ugh, it's meatloaf day, but then you're like, you know what? It
That means
wasn't
it's
that
ketchup day. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. I've built a Unicorn Gundam as a kid, and I've built...
The Master Grade.
The Master
Yeah.
Grade, yeah. And I've built a number of Real Grades. Real Grades are definitely my favorite kits. So, I don't know. I would be totally down for, the Zaku, but... the basic Zaku, but... Anyway. What are you trying to say, Felicia?
No, it's just yawning.
Oh, okay.
Von London says, hi everyone, thanks for a great show from South Africa. So, hi.
Oh,
sweet.
hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And then Arthur Shakayan wants to know, when are you going to finish the Mechagodzilla build? Because I really want to see the finished product because it looked really great piece by piece.
Thank you. Absolutely. I've had a really weird month with trying to get props and getting projects done with a whole slew of additional side projects. So Mechagodzilla, I haven't touched in a little bit. And to be honest, I wasn't fully happy with my mecha diapers anyway. They kind of need to be fixed. And so the step back has kind of put me aback about doing that.
Because sometimes you have to step back before you can step forward, and it's frustrating.
It is totally frustrating when you feel like you're on a time crunch. So my promise to the internet is that I'll have a fully wearable, maybe not with a chest laser, Mechagodzilla by Labor Day, because I want to wear that damn thing at SAC Anime. So if you're going to be in the Northern California, Sacramento area, I will be stomping around SAC Anime for at least 45 minutes wearing a Mechagodzilla suit.
Ender Boy says, Joe reminds me of Scott Pilgrim.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
I think it's meant as a compliment, but...
I didn't really like Scott Pilgrim.
Right.
But the movie was fun. But,
Yeah, the movie was fun.
But I didn't like the character. So I'll take it as a compliment, though.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were saying it the other day that that's a movie where all the side characters are better than the main character.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The side characters are excellent in that movie, and I haven't read the comic, so maybe the comic is the characters portrayed a little bit better.
Isn't
but-
that just like a Mary Sue thing, though? You've got this boring character, and then everybody surrounding them is interesting.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
It
Yeah.
sounds a bit like Star Wars, too, with Luke Skywalker. It's like
Yes.
so many of the other characters around Luke Skywalker are actually interesting. It's like, you're a whiny farm boy from Modesto.
Oh, that's good.
So Master CJ Official says, "Hey Odin and friends, I cosplay as a ninja on Twitch. So very often, but it's hard to make or find the right type of gear. Do you have any advice on what I can do? Something original."
Do the ninjas from the comic book version of the Tick. Still my favorite comic book rendition of the ninjas. They wear the basic pajamas. They're a dark gray with the things tied on, but they're completely inept because all the ninjas were trained through a comprehensive 6-week course that was mail order, where you can learn to hold your breath for up to 1 minute. And for the most part, the ninjas will hold on to a single stick and hide as a bush. And the Tick, being the Tick, can't see them. They're a bush.
I love the Tick so much. He is my favorite superhero.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Yes.
Who was from South Africa?
That was.
So.
It was.
Was it? Yeah, Vaughn. So Vaughn, I'm trying to list off different mail order houses that you can get EVA foam from, and I know of a number to get from 3 different continents. Where do you get your EVA foam? Is there a place that you can mail order EVA foam from? And if you'll let me know in the comments, I'll shout them out here and then try to remember because people ask me all the time.
Yes. So where you get your foam all over the world, just let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
And we'll share so other people can get it where you are. Spoon.
Spoon.
The Tick is really awesome. Yes.
Fully.
Yes. That was from Brian Zappo. And Foxum Marmorer says, "Odin, when the world isn't diseased, how often do you go out of state for cons? And have you ever experienced with Comicpalooza in Houston?"
I have not been to Comicpalooza in Houston. I've been to Dallas Anime, and I've been to the last con that I went to was also in Dallas. It was a smaller, newer con. I can't remember the name of it. So how often do I go? As often as I am not only invited to go as a guest to the con, but put up by the con, so it doesn't come out of pocket. Because I have officially been told I can go to any Comic Con as long as it doesn't cost me anything.
Who tells you that, Odin?
The person who actually understands what money is in the relationship.
So talk to your local convention and say we want Odin, and get a whole bunch of people to say we want Odin, and hey, can you just like give him a hotel and like give him a table, and maybe he'll show up.
Yeah. the at this point in time, my ability to drive to a con greatly increases my possibility of showing up. But I don't think I'm going to make it out to Dragon Con this year. But I do. That is one that I really like going to, even though it's in Georgia, which is a flight for me. But that's not one that I would appear at as a guest. That's one I would go to and attend. Mostly at the bar, but
Makes a difference. Okay. Have you thought about making He-Man's sword?
It's up there.
Wish is granted. I love it when it's like, hey,
That's way up there. I don't think I can reach it.
We have the power.
the video exists. Look it up.
The best part about the video is it was made with cat toys. And at least all my friends on the Discord server and Patreon enjoy all the cat toy humor, because that was the first time the Power Sword that was in the cartoon in the original 80s toys on the crossguard had these spheres. And so how do you make a EVA foam sphere? Well, it's either a lot of work or you buy an EVA foam cat toy and cut it in half.
Trash.
And so I cut cat toys in half.
They have great markers.
Yeah, they got great markers. Yes, so layers of cat toy at one point in time became an Odin Makes unit of measurement.
How does it convert to popsicle sticks?
I believe it's about, actually, don't look at that. It might be just about 1 to 1. No, looks like 2 popsicle sticks to 1 layer of cat toy.
There
It
you
might
go.
be a popsicle stick and a half. You know, because as Americans we love fractions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because math. You're gonna have to know your fractions.
Yes. Hey, does anyone know you guys? Hey, does any one of you guys know Biker Mice from our side? I can read.
I know of it. I remember the show being on the air. I remember the toys hanging on the peg at Toys R Us because they were fun to look at, but I never bought any. And I remember the comic books because all of that was when I was working at the comic shop. So totally remember Biker Mice from Mars. Totally remember Street Sharks. And now I can picture another one, but I can't remember the name, so I'm sure someone else will come out with it. I remember those shows, but I did not watch them.
Okay.
Yep.
Trash Panda is saying that Australia has a big box hardware retailer called Burnings Warehouse, and they always have multiple densities of foam floor matting, perfect for cosplay. So
Wow, really?
In Australia, check out the hardware stores.
Cool.
Sweet. So the States, we have Harbor Freight Tools. Sounds like Australia's got Burnings Hardware, and that's really cool. So we got two choices here. There's the roll that's about 6 millimeter, and then there's the package of the puzzle pieces that's 10 millimeter ish. Because their format, they really don't care about them being consistent. Sometimes they're 12, sometimes they're 8, and somewhere in there.
There you go.
Thank you.
We got an hello from Peru.
Hello, Peru.
Popsicle sticks again. Literally anything but metric. LOL.
Yeah. So metric, hands down, out of all the different options, seems to be the best system for measurement. But you know, if I could cut my foam in units of parsec, I would, because it's fun. And yeah, I totally on purpose will mix up imperial units of measurement with metric units of measurement while I'm working on a project.
Don't you often scale with it?
I often scale with it, yeah, where I'll take a drawing and go, oh, okay, 1 millimeter of drawing equals 1 inch of cosplay scale. Because it's just easy. It's easy numbers to work with. And I know that some of you, it bothers some of you, so it's kind of fun.
Oh, they're not going to like the Ashbringer episode.
Well, how many layers of cat toy was a Ashbringer?
I don't use that unit of measurement.
What the? Get off my show!
You need me to paint.
Oh, yeah, I do. Thank you,
I'm
Joe.
a paint monkey.
He doesn't need to measure. He just needs to paint.
He's my total favorite paint monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, what's Saria saying?
We can always use cat toys as a universal system of measurement.
We fully could. All it requires is a broad scope agreement. So yeah, call your congressman, call your parliament member. Let's get everything changed to layers of cat toy.
Yeah. Who needs like specifically weighed ounces of metal and?
Right. There's a cat toy weighs a certain amount. We can go off that. That stuff falling. Now I can't push my box back.
How far you from K's, Odin?
How far from K's?
I don't know where K's is, but it's a K with an S.
Oh, KS, Kansas? How far are you from Kansas? Is KS Kansas? No, it can't be. It's capital K, lowercase s. Well, Crazy Joe, I'd be happy to let you know, but I need a slightly more information as to where KS is. How far am I from kilograms?
Yeah. Izuku Midoriya. Am I ruining it more?
Yeah, whatever.
Can you make
I can barely
all
say
the
it too.
Pokeballs?
So on my TikTok, I'm seriously that I took racquetballs and covered them with craft foam and made the Pokeball. I made the
Great ball.
the Great Ball, thank you,
The
and
Ultra
the
Ball.
Master and the Ultra Ball. I think I made the Master Ball.
Did you make the Master Ball?
Maybe it was just the Ultra Ball because it was just the ones for Pokemon Go. So maybe
Yeah.
it was just the 3.
Yeah, Master
Yeah.
Ball's not in Pokemon Go yet, I don't think.
I
Right?
think we absolutely need to take this TikToks and turn them into videos.
Yeah.
I feel like people really want to see those.
Maybe even
Okay.
for this week.
I really want to do the Loki build because I'm excited. I'm really excited for the Loki show.
How
So-
far are you on the Loki build?
So TikTok sounds like a really good plan.
I was just throwing
I
it
was,
out there. Fans are gonna hate me.
So, I think Odin might need my help getting the video out this week.
Yeah, so there won't be editing on Monday.
You know, you're still paying me. That's
Yes,
all I'm saying.
right. I'm still paying you.
Just saying.
So Brian Zappo's throwing out money here, sort of, at least as an example. So I only have to pay approximately 500 to 800 pounds to fly Odin in and say he has a panel with a German con to meet him. Does anyone want in and want to split that cost?
Well, didn't you do that? Like, pretty much, you had some friends fly you in, and you were their headliner for their con.
Yeah.
Was that guy's birthday party?
Well, it wasn't quite a birthday. Well, it was his birthday at the time, but it wasn't the guy's birthday party.
Okay, I assumed it was a birthday party.
This is this was in Lower Washington State. I flew into the Portland airport, and yeah, I went to a tiny little sci-fi con at a community college, and it was great fun. So yeah, no, totally. I would love to meet Brazen and Bold because obviously everyone's in the same spot in Germany.
Germany. It's
Yeah,
just
Germany.
like the whole country is all,
But yeah, absolutely. There's some pretty big cons in Germany that I know of, and my passport is good and current. I'm down for world travel. I find it fun. So yeah. Yep.
It's a little bit more if you want to take props because you have to have them shipped and you have to have a place to ship them to, and it has
Right.
to be somebody you trust and
So just
all
Right.
that. But just for you to show up, that's easy. That's you
Yeah.
know, a to and from plane ticket and a place to sleep.
Right, and I can always pack what I can pack into my luggage. I've done that plenty of times. There's been more than once that Mjolnir has gone through the TSA checkpoint, and it's a lot of fun to have a TSA agent. All right. The only thing more fun than Mjolnir through a TSA agent is when you get a tiny little itty bitty, teensy weensy Chihuahua puppy. Because if you want to bring a dog through on the plane, you have to put the dog carrier through the X-ray machine, but you have to carry the animal through the X-ray booth. So when I went out to go get our new Chihuahua and bring her back, she's like the size of a hamster, and it wasn't a big airport, but I had every TSA agent. She's so cute. So all of them were right there when I came by. It was great. That dog is still spoiled.
She is cute. She is really cute. She's long-haired, so she's just all poofy and pretty, and she prances on her tiptoes when she walks.
She also likes to eat chicken poop.
Yeah, like most
She's a dog.
dogs, she looks cute, but she acts like a dog. She's a dog.
Yeah, she's a dog.
it drinks out of the toilet, so.
And she actually hates going. Which is just kind of a little. I don't think she'll ever come here because she doesn't like leaving the house. So yeah.
I can try bringing her. I mean, she's not so bad if I take her to a park or whatever. She
Okay.
just doesn't really like. I mean, when we had Gracie, she loved to go places.
Right.
But then she would be like, "So now when are we going home?"
We're at a place. We're done, right?
But Jellybean likes to go out. She just likes to be comfortable. That's all.
Okay.
So I'll bring her sometime.
Cool. With a Disney build with Legos.
So.
Sean Karg again. So with another super chat from Sean Karg. You ever heard of Odin Makes? It's a channel that made the power sword in less than 12 cat balls. Have you ever heard of the Odin Makes? Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Sean.
Ralph Mork says, if not for the crafting, this would make a great story stream.
It's totally a story stream with crafting.
Right?
So then, this one time at Rocky Horror.
Oh, the horror stories.
Oh, the horror stories.
I've never been, but I've dressed so many people up for Rocky Horror.
That's okay, I've never been either.
So many people.
I used to perform at the theaters that is now, that was a field for the past 20 years. It is now becoming an apartment complex that's just on the other side of the railroad tracks over here. Yeah.
Yes, but I appreciate
Yes. Virgins.
Janice Oozers is asking at Odin Makes, so how far away are you guys from the Leia's poncho from Return of Jedi reveal?
Oh, the reveal. Because we're about 2 hours or 2.5 hours away from Endor.
I think this one is a question for me.
This is very much a question for you. It's because this is going to be premiered on Felicia's channel, not on mine.
I am starting a channel with that as my very first video, so ideally, I don't want to commit myself, but I was planning on releasing it on the first Monday of every month, so that would be
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. It's not fully edited, so
You going to release a TikTok episode instead?
we'll see. My goal is to make it out if it's tomorrow at midnight, Monday at midnight.
All right.
It'll happen, but that's my goal. I'm gonna try and get it out on Monday.
Cool.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Right. There's a number of channels that when you look at their release schedule, I think William Shakespeare's literally says every Tuesday or so.
or so.
And a
Well,
lot of them just say weekly or every other week-ish.
yeah,
I'm one of the fools that committed to a day because of Wednesday translating.
Interesting. Yeah, I figured I could do a monthly build is what I can commit to.
Cool.
So,
It's a good start.
right.
Yeah.
So, Poncho, look for it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I will let you know when.
Right.
But I still have to edit. I have lots and lots of good footage. Too much.
I overshoot. But typically when I'm building, I'm the only one here. This is a high exception to have 4 people on set at the same time. When I'm building on a project, I'm the only one here, and I've got a number of cameras pointed at me on tripods, and they're all just recording. So,
And then we built it twice.
and then we built the poncho twice. That's right.
So we had
Right.
plenty of coverage. Built it twice.
Built it twice.
And we also went to Endor. So there's a lot of good footage for that video.
It's almost a shame, like 90% can be thrown out, huh?
Right?
Yes, probably even more.
Yeah, so
But-
it's in the editing. It's on the cutting floor. Cutting room floor.
Cutting room floor.
I understand this problem.
Yes.
I overshoot too. What Ashbringer is how many gigabytes?
So all the raw footage for Ashbringer is currently ranking in at just under 4 terabytes.
I think I
So on the timeline for Adobe Premiere, you were allowed 24 hours because at that point it loops over to 00 hours again. So you're going to have at least 2 timelines of raw footage because,
I need to cut it down.
Oh, wow.
but it's okay.
I said we do a time lapse and just.
It's all good. I've was it the Doom shotgun? One of them I was real close to maxing out over 24 hours.
Okay.
I may have even thrown footage out to keep it under 24 hours for the one timeline.
Oh,
'Cause that's how
wow.
close I was.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not. I've been there, but having done it enough, there's times that I know that I'm just painting for the next 2 hours, so I'm going to turn the cameras off.
Yeah, it was probably the most overshot episode that is going to hit your channel.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
So, the details, right?
I'm not editing that.
No, I'm editing that. No, that's me. That's me.
So it is possible to edit down the Lego crocodile locomotive build if you had any interest. But if we were to do that to make a shorter video, we wouldn't have the live chat replay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
probably just let it live as a
Keep
live
it as
chat.
a live stream. Yeah. Live
So
chat.
this Friday, I'm going to be releasing a 3-hour live stream publicly. That's me building the crocodile locomotive. So there's going to be at least 2 Odin Makes videos this week.
And this was from Thursday.
This is from last Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So,
we're
think
at
we're-
2 o'clock. How are we doing with we're at a happy stopping point for this?
I think for now, yeah. Be a good idea to probably. This could probably use another coat. I don't know about the other.
It's behind you.
I could probably use another coat too.
Okay.
All the recessed areas, I think, should be painted a solid darker color.
We talked about that.
Right.
We were gonna
Go with a more brownish yellow.
right pour out less yellow paint and add more brown to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that should also be for whatever diagonal cell shade goes on with it too. I would
Right.
think.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So the goal is to get the finishing painting done next week.
Okay.
And then the week after that to do the big reveal.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
And then you got the blue jumpsuit for me. And
Yes.
Yep. Blue jumpsuits here. Boots are in process. Where are the gloves?
They just got pushed to the side. There is the glove thing, but I just pushed it away from where we were painting because that didn't sound right.
Yeah.
I don't trust myself. Let's be honest.
Okay.
But this has been the Odin Makes live stream for this Sunday, and it became the Odin Makes Storytime Power 2 hour.
Oh yeah, that's much better than the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
They're great gloves.
Yeah. No, that's
And they're
good.
done.
And they're done.
They're done.
Yeah, they're done. The colors aren't going to flake off. The cuff isn't going to crack.
Good stuff.
They're good for slapping. Leather gloves. you know.
Leather gloves. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So we are going to be back. Felicia and I will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's going to be the public stream starts at noon at Pacific time. So please adjust that for your placement on this glorious rock we call a planet. And we'll go for about 2 hours. Next week we will continue with doing cell shading painting. If Joe is interested or has time to show up, that'd be phenomenal.
I'll see what my schedule looks like.
But the week
next
after
week.
that, we
Right.
need you.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
The week after that Sunday, I'm going to be indisposed.
So we have
Okay.
an actual deadline because
Yeah.
we can't push it
Because-
on a week.
Well, the week after that is because we have this week, the next two, and then it's Lodi Comic Con
So
on the 27th.
we're getting there.
So
Oh,
we're
no.
getting there.
The 27th? That's going to build day.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Go to build
I'll
day,
have
whatever.
I'll have
You
to make a
fun.
decision.
I'll help him. I'll help him get all the stuff down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be it's a 1-day con. It's going to be smaller. I don't intend on taking like a
Right.
10 by 10 booth and stacking it up like a.
And,
so it's
and
fine.
if Comics and Collectibles cancels, then I'll go to Lodi.
Oh, cool.
Yes, so, yeah.
So anyway, if you'd like, come on back next week for more, and know that the first 45 minutes, so 45 minutes before noon, is a Patreon and Discord only. It's exclusive time just for the close friends to be able to interact directly and get a more intimate bit. And if you're watching this in the future, you get to see that as well. But if you want to see and participate with that live, then definitely check out patreon.com/Odin Makes and find out how to get your invite to being part of the Discord, where we also have Lego builds, hopefully with a Lego castle. Next week I'll be doing either more trains or, I don't know, I might drag one of my classic space sets out. And every Friday we're playing video games. It's
Yep.
Among Us for right now. Could
Yep.
be something else.
If you want to murder me or Odin in Among Us, make sure you join Patreon so that you can get onto that Discord and so that you can become very sus.
And Kara, who was watching earlier but we failed to acknowledge her, is trying to set up some sort of movie night because we really want to watch Tremors with Jerry from Ireland, because it's great fun. That the guy that sent me the Changs, yeah, that's he was sharing his collector's edition Tremors set. So we're looking at
Nice.
doing the sporadic, not weekly, not scheduled, not regular, but sporadic movie nights as well. So trying to do things as much as I can with you guys, because this is a lot of fun.
Maybe I can get a hold of G Savior and we can suffer through that.
Oh, I've still got that at home. I got my bootleg copy that I bought.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you're missing out on nothing. You've probably flushed better entertainment. So I want to thank you
I've
all
got
for
Crohn's
sticking around.
disease, so that's saying something.
I want to thank you all for hanging out with us today, and I'm glad that we got something done. And the only other thing that's happening with the pre-build is we've been working on the boots and the gloves, and so today we got a lot done towards getting the gloves made. There's the ones that we bought that fit Joe, but we're actually making with work gloves a set that'll fit me, and they're more of a cartoon superhero size for Felicia. So please come on back next week, and we'll talk to you again. And thank you all very much for hanging out. My name is Odin.
And I'm Felicia. Keep an eye out for my new channel. It's going to be called Behind the Scenes Fashions, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll let you guys know when my video comes out, because hopefully tomorrow you guys will be able to see Poncho build. So that's my little plug here. So
Sweet. You have any plugs, Joe?
Does Alice want to plug?
You have any else? Yeah.
Send me money so I can build a Lego set. That's fun.
very direct.
Also, Ellis does most of the editing for the channel, so
Yep.
you see Ellis's work almost every week. Past couple weeks I did it because I did it so last minute. But yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us.
And I'm Joe, and
yeah.
my Instagram is Next Grade Gunpla. If you want to see the Ashbringer build, I've got pictures and a short little video on Instagram. That will be a future video for like a Friday release. Won't be a regular release. New series that Odin's going to be trying to do to push other creators called Odin Makes.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Trying all sorts of new things. So whole bunch of new stuff coming up this year. Happy to share it all with you. Thank you for hanging out with us today. There's going to be lots of different ways you can do a crazy live stream, but this is how Odin streams.
Better or worse.
For better or for worse.
So do I keep on waving until you guys
Bye-bye,
turn it off?
Bye-bye.
Oh, for sure, because they can hear us right now.
My cheeks are killing me.
They're killing me.
Come on, Joe. Keep